Hello, hello, hello. We are live. Why am I big and everybody else is not? Yo. Awkward. Hello, everybody. Maria, Kelly, Serena, thanks for the tweets as always. I never even had time to do my own advertising, make it make sense. Susie, whatchamacallit? Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you. Oh snap! Hey, new to me. Hey, Java, Nadia. Hello, everyone. All right, so we are doing our March with MJ, right? For the month of March, we are just getting the word out. No opinion, just based on other people's research, some of our research, and we're just getting the word out of Michael's innocence. This is the Loving Neverland series. This is 5 parts because this was a 5.5 hour documentary. It's long. It's long. So we're going to break it up into 2 parts tonight, and then we'll do another part every week until the end of of March. Christy, what up? So, ladies, so far, like, was there any thing that we watched so far that make you go out, like, that you learned something new? I'll let Jen go first, since she did the most the most views.
Well, the thing is, I pretty much seen all of this because I went in deep when that thing first came out. But I think just refreshing your memory, for me was that the dates and why the first one was settled. I think that's my favorite piece because it's not talked about enough as to why it actually happened or what's going on. So that's my favorite nugget out of this. But seeing like the last one where we saw Liam also talk with like Brad and how he had experience with a similar situation and how he actually took care of it. That was also wonderful. To know that it's just not starstruck. There's a reason because he's innocent. So it's not just starstruck because I'm friends with somebody. That's not ever the case. We're following a man because of his innocence and the proof that we have put out there that he is innocent. There's been nothing on him. So, but I'd like to know what you guys have like learned.
Jess or Tori, whoever's mic is open.
Can you repeat the question?
Oh. Well, have you learned anything from any of these watch parties we done, or just your own personal knowledge of the situation from seeing it on your own time?
Were you gonna say something, Tori?
Oh, you can go ahead.
My bad. I heard you. We talked at the same time. We always do. Well, I mean, nothing I really learned because I did so much research when I was when I was young. In my when I was first getting to know about this stuff, I was going like crazy. But it just going back over a lot of this stuff, it just really shows about how innocent he is because when you really break it down and you listen to them say the stuff that they're saying about the inconsistencies and stuff, it really just shows you how um people really just be after money. It's just a money grab.
It's crazy. And you, Tori?
I would say when we just being able to rewatch Square One and being reminded of all the little details and stuff and the unknown stories. And then I thought it was really cool how we had Jenny come up here and she shared her firsthand eyewitness experience of actually being at Neverland when one of the accusers was there and it was nothing like they were trying to portray it to be. it was just it was nothing bad going on. So um I'm glad that she was in the documentary and that she, gave us her time and like came on here.
Could you imagine going to Neverland and Michael Jackson's like, "Yeah, get in my limo and come to Toys R Us," and you're like, "Oh, that's so cool," and then he's like, "No, you can also stay over, sleep in the theater, wait, and I get to eat breakfast with you." I'm sorry, that's a flex.
Hmm.
That's a flex. Jenny, I don't think any story will ever. I don't know if anybody can top that. I'm sure there are people who can top it, but so far that is the best Michael Jackson story I have ever heard.
Yeah.
Facts.
And it's
This
not
lady's
me,
gonna make
Jenny.
me cry. This is
I,
like Michael Jackson's biggest warrior, AJ or Ann Justice for some. Girl, thank you so much. I appreciate it all, man.
AJ.
AJ, yes. I was like, I looked, I went, "What?" All you see is a bright yellow on the screen. You're like, um,
but yeah, it's not me, Jenny. It's another Jenny. Um, I wish it was my my, my
so there's
life.
three Jennies. There's probably more in real life, but there are three that we have got to know very well. There's Jennifer or Jennifer Jackson, the one on this live. There's Jenny from the Square One documentary, who also got to go to Michael Jackson's house. And then there's another Jen from Germany. We call her Jen from Germany. There's an awesome group of ladies who travel from Germany and come to wherever the Jacksons are, and we keep bumping into them at the house or Neverland or wherever we go. So far, I'm sure there's more, but those are the main three that we always keep seeing in these MJ streets. All right. How are you guys doing though? We'll let Tori go first this time.
I'm doing all right. Kind of. um. Oh man, I'm not gonna lie. I've been out of it. I've been like, I don't know. I don't know what this time period is, but I've just been so out of it. But I'm good though.
How are you doing, Miss Jess, DJ, Sweet Boom?
Pretty good. Just trying to after seeing like what's going on in the world, just trying to make sure um financially, that we're secured and everything, and because there's a lot going on, man. And just making sure that yeah, just been trying to like pick up extra work and extra things like we talked about last time, like maybe selling on Amazon, or just different things. I've just been looking for different opportunities, stuff like that. So
That's what's up. And DJ, um, Jenny Jen from the Moonwalker Station. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, hey, hey. I'm okay. Still a bit under the weather, but had a great birthday, and I just want to say thank you to everyone for the birthday wishes. Y'all are so sweet, very heartfelt. So doing good, blessed. Another year, another time, another cycle to make more memories. Hopefully many more memories, Michael, related with you guys, everyone in the chat on this watch party. Ready for this, but trying to get over this little cold that's going on. But hanging in there.
Bruh, it's like, child, I'm sorry your birthday, you were sick, but thank God well enough to celebrate. Because I'm like, anytime somebody want to celebrate you on your birthday, let them, let them.
Hmm. Yeah, it was great. And the city still popping with a lot of Michaels, so I was over the moon with that.
So I'm actually doing okay. Super busy. It's not a bad thing, but I'm still adjusting to all the channels. And I'm just like, okay, you got this, you got this, you got this. So I'm learning like to, start my day off, centered, and then I just hit my list and do the best I can. But I feel like I'm in college again. That's exactly what it feels like. I'm like, yo, it's just so busy. But I love it. I love it. So exciting. So I'm with Kelly. I never heard of Loving Neverland. Have any of you ladies seen this series or familiar with it? I know it came out in 2020, and that's all I have for you. And
Mm,
it's fan made.
yes, I think it's great.
Oh, you have seen this?
Yes.
Wow.
I've I saw it circulating like it pops up in my YouTube algorithm, but I haven't got the. I think like watched it, like just kind of like previewed it, and then I don't know. I don't know why I didn't finish watching it, but it's probably a reason because we're watching it now. So
Jess, have you heard of Loving Neverland?
Yeah, I've heard of it. I don't remember if I saw it, but yeah, I definitely heard of it.
So I heard about it when me and Tori did the square. Well, it was supposed to be a Square One watch party that was taken over by the Michael Jackson biopic, and we were just trying to figure out if there's reshoots and da 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 da. You know how we are about this daggone biopic. Like y'all could do a Jafar Jackson channel, and I think it would go very viral. Just throwing it out there if someone's trying to start a YouTube channel. Like I feel like an exclusive Jafar Jackson because I've said you guys really seem to like him, like a lot. So if you're looking for a channel to start, I would start with Jafar Jackson because Lord, them videos always do well. Um, yeah. This is so Serena saw it. Okay, so some of you guys seen it, some of you haven't. We are definitely going to try. We call it the Jennifer way, which means we're going to put it on the screen and hope they don't get us. I might though make a thin thing over it, but for now, let's just try it, just see what it does. But bye, good night.
good
But
night.
all right. Did you want to do your announcement now, Tori, or at the end of the live?
Um,
Oh, that's
I'll
good.
do. I could do it now. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Uh,
All right, Jay seen. All right, so we got some people who've seen this.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's a definitely a great watch. It's a long watch, but
Did you see it all in one shot?
yes.
Girl, bye.
I know, I know.
that's me. That's the type of stuff I'm on.
Mm.
Actually, there we go.
That's why I was thinking like when I was thinking of doing I was like, well, we're just gonna have to sit down for like 5 hours. So I'm glad you came up with like breaking it down better. I was like, okay, that'll work.
Hold on, this is giving me. Oh, here we go. All right. So break this
So,
down, Tor.
hmm?
Break this down.
So the MJ fam, the Moonwalkers, and um, I can't think of the word, in collaboration with the MJ Innocent crew and the Moonwalker Station Head channel. We will be doing a Michael Jackson money challenge. So first off, it's going to start this Saturday, and if you are a dancer or if you just like to dance, um, you could upload yourself dancing to the song Money. And this was chose because we felt like it was a representation of things going on this time, things that we're learning about through these watch parties and stuff, what they're still trying to do to his legacy, and also the fact that this is an underrated song of Michael's. It's a hidden gem, and then also they also have a dance for it on the Michael Jackson Experience game. And I feel like this is an easy one. It's not super fast, not super complex, so I feel like anybody could do it. So if you like to dance, but you're like, oh, I'm worried like it might be too hard. This one's an easy one. So they have the video for the actual dance on YouTube, and you could start it at the part where it's like the chorus part. I can't remember the timestamp off my head, but the chorus part is probably one of the best places to start it, because that's the part that everybody knows. And honestly, I've seen this song pop up on TikTok, and just organically they'll start it at the chorus part. Also, on the 18th, we're going to try and get the hashtag trending. It'll be hashtag Michael Jackson's money. And with that, you could use it to, share your dance. You put it on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, Twitter, anything you want to. Um, but yeah, just try and keep on sharing who I would say, this is my words, share who Michael really is. His humanitarianism. Um, I think we should fight the lies with truth, showing his true character and stuff. And, um, you know, don't get too worked up. We're trying to, we know things are coming, we know things are happening, but don't get too worked up. From what I've seen, for the most part, I see that, it's handled really well. At least on my algorithm, it is. Like, I don't think anybody is acting crazy. But yeah, there will also be a station head party on the Moonwalker Station Head channel, and it'll be on the 18th, so March 18th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So that'll be stationhead.com, and you can hit /C/Moonwalkers. I can't put it in the chat. Actually, I can. Give me a second.
Wait, what time? Because we have the live.
Hold on. Let me look at it. What time is it live?
I could change it to whatever time, but we definitely have a live that day.
It's 7 p.m. Eastern time.
Do I push the live back to 9, 10?
What time was it live?
Usually, usually 8:30. There's one every Tuesday.
Okay.
I was like, wait, I'm in a live.
You're right. I don't know. I don't know how long the party will be. I know we're trying to get the streams boosted for money.
Worst case scenario, put the station head on autopilot. We'll do the live and then get off as quickly as possible to get back. Does that make sense? But
Wait,
who's hosting the live? Jen, Jess?
yeah, it'll be on Moonwalker. I don't know if it's Jen and Ray or just
All right.
Jen. You take it away.
For the station head, I think it's gonna be running all day.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's gonna be running all day.
Okay.
So we'll include money on the playlist. We could do pretty much like a simultaneous parties. So it could be running on station head, we can listen to the music playing on station head, and we could also be on here. So I'll definitely be on the live
Okay.
while it's running on station head. So you can have like one device going somewhere.
All right.
Maybe
We're always double. We're always doing like double the task now lately. Like,
yeah.
wait.
So you can do like the watch party on the TV while you have station head running on your phone or on your tablet or on your computer. So there's multiple ways to join both parties. I mean, that'd be fantastic. That'd be like double MJ. So yeah, but that I think we'll starting station head. We'll start also like on the 15th with including money into the playlist. I know we can't chart it, but we're trying to definitely get it to number one on like iTunes and Spotify and Amazon. So
Does anybody know what the hashtag anything was that behind the money thing?
yes.
Got you. Okay. Also, anything, and it's like this got to be connected to it. Anything.
Exactly, yeah.
That was the hint for it. I was like, oh yeah, I remember.
But even
Thanks for coming in, Dee Dee. And thanks for the reference, Maria.
even if you don't dance, if you do like a singing, like if you sing the song or if you like do like a drawing with the song playing, like get creative. Michael was a very creative person. Do anything you can.
Anything.
Exactly. With this hashtag. So if you do a drawing and like have that song playing, that'd be perfect. Or I don't know, you could cook something that looks like a cake and it's like in the money shape or something. I don't know, get creative, guys. So just to get it out there and get it into the algorithm.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, for
True.
sure. I love this. Hey, Janya.
It
What up,
wouldn't.
Hey,
lovely? Hey, Morgan. So glad you guys can come through as always. A little Jackson family fam. Go ahead, guys. Somebody was talking.
It will not let me put the link in the comments. It's making me mad.
let me
Ooh.
try.
I don't think YouTube likes links in comments.
J Jizzy. J Jizzy Vision. That's such a cool name. That's so cool. J Jizzy Vision. I'm here for it. Good evening.
Oh no.
Not I'm with Christy, but you know what? I thought when they proved his innocent back when the first time they tried this nonsense, I am with you. But you're right. We are going to march for MJ, even though we shouldn't have to, especially when the evidence is there. Make it make sense.
Exactly.
Hey, let me put that. I don't like links. I don't know why.
Huh, that must be new. Because I know we did a link recently, but
And let me try this one. Oh no, not even. I gotta be slick with it. Nope.
I even put like spaces and stuff so
I
it wouldn't.
did that too.
That's weird.
all right. So this is our March with Michael Jackson campaign. We are marching to get the truth out for the month of March, but we march with Michael all year round. We just thought March would be a good time to kick it off, especially when people want to kick off lies. Unfortunately, next Tuesday to be exact. So what we're going to do to counteract that, the money streaming parties, this live, um, we're working on some other things that we can't say on live, just some discords. So there'll be some things going on. It'll probably be the whole day. And the good thing is I will not be working on Wednesday, so I could just be with y'all all day long. I could be with y'all 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. We're just gonna be up all day long. Well, not all of y'all, because you gotta work. But in other words, we getting our hands nice and ready, pow, 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 with the truth.
Mhm.
Yes, absolutely, Jay. Let's keep MJ's legacy intact. We are all yes, we do, we do. We we're sorry that his family, especially his children, have to go through this. They know, we all know the truth. We know Michael's innocent. We know that it's been proven in court that he was innocent. It was proven in public opinion that he was innocent back in 2019 and 2020. And yet, still in all, the lies that we continue to spread because you and your feelings. Wait till y'all see the shirt. Should I show you the shirt that I brought? Maybe I'll show it after the live. But I'll give you a hint. One of y'all said something last week, and I literally, hold on. My boss literally just texted me right now. Really? Oh God. I'm gonna have to put on my headphones. But the point is, yes, we have to march again, but it's our honor because Michael has sacrificed his time. He's done so much for so many people. Like in April, we're going to definitely focus more on his humanitarian acts. I know we still have a watch party for Janet Jackson in April. We owe you, but there's going to be a lot of Michael Jackson in April as well. A lot. Like we're just going to show you who he is based on the facts that have been presented to us. You know, but we are now going to get into the actual. Hold on, station head's acting really weird today. Like, oh my lord. We are going to try to watch this on screen. Hopefully it'll keep playing. And if you guys need us to pause, and I kind of wish that this, you remember in Station Head, like when we play the games, people can jump on and off. I kind of wish, wait, maybe we can do that. Are you guys into a really risky live?
I'm all for living life on the
Sure.
wild side.
So listen, y'all. Whoever, I don't know if you guys ever been in Station Head with Jennifer or Jess, but there's this thing where if someone has an answer for something, they jump on the live and jump right off. If you guys want to try that for the first time ever, like if y'all do something cuckoo, this will never happen again. But if you guys have something to say, as long as you don't curse, and you have to represent the moonwalkers in a very articulate, educated way, it's based on facts and not emotions, you guys can jump in and out of this live. Does that make sense? So you can say pause, and then you can jump on, have some commentary to this, and then jump off. If you guys want me to do that, let me know. I'll put the link in there. This will be the first time and hopefully not the last, all right? Because I do want to hear some of your thoughts and hear some of your voices, okay? So let me know if you guys want to do that. Otherwise than that, we just going to put this on the screen. Ladies, you guys know the drill. If you need me to pause for the commentary, just let me know. I've never heard of this, so I'm super excited to see this. Dang, it's 42 minutes. Wait. Wait. Oh, it's going to be a long day. What's part 2? Oh my God. And we're talking? Okay, we got to start. My bad. All right. Can everybody hear?
I don't know if there's any audio yet. I can all hear.
Why is it doing this? There we go.
And the winner is.
And the winner is. And the winner is.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson.
This is wonderful. Thank you again to everybody. I'm really happy. Thank you, Quincy, and thank you for all the promotion people, including Freddie Man, and the wonderful fans and disc jockeys. Thank you so much.
Situation. I have a skin disorder that destroys the pigmentation of the skin. Is something that I cannot help. Okay, but when people make up stories that I don't want to be who I am, it hurts me.
On the Oprah Winfrey Show, that he at one point actually showed them. It didn't get on camera, of course. He was just showing them off camera. He rolled up his sleeve, and that the skin was mottled. There were blotches.
Vitiligo is a medical condition that Jackson claims has afflicted him for more than 20 years. This disfiguring skin disease affects nearly 2% of the world's population and strips all pigmentation from the skin. The result is not just pale, but porcelain white.
In the beginnings, the vitiligo started happening relatively early. You know, he even was trying to hide it from me. He tried to hide it for quite a while. You know, we'd always try to cover with makeup and even out his skin tone and everything until it just got so extensive. I mean, it's all over his body. We were always trying to hide it and cover it for the longest time until he just had to tell Oprah and tell the world, listen, I'm not trying to be white. I have a skin disease.
The loss of pigment exposes vitiligo sufferers to great risk of skin cancer, requiring constant shade from the sun and thick makeup or sunblock to lessen the exposure.
You know, in the beginning, I tried to cover the light spots to the darkest part of his skin, but then it became so extensive that we had to go with the lighter part of the skin because his whole body was reacting. He'd have to be in complete, full body makeup every inch of his body. You know, so it was easier to make the transition to him being to the lighter shade that he is.
I think people don't realize how unbelievably psychologically handicapping something like that can be, because if you think about it, every day you wake up and your physical appearance is changing, you're depigmenting, and if you look at it from a racial perspective, you almost feel as if you're losing your racial identity, your family identity. The melanocytes are killed. It's called vitiligo. It's believed to be an autoimmune disorder, and what happens is you want to even out the skin tone, and a lot of people that have vitiligo, what they do is they depigment as a whole. Now what happens when you're a famous Afro-American star that does that, though, you're seen as rejecting your culture, as rejecting your race, even though it's something that's quite widely practiced for people that have this condition and quite severely have it.
Despite the fact that Jackson revealed his struggles with vitiligo, people didn't believe it until it literally took his death to finally prove that he indeed suffered from vitiligo, which was disclosed in his autopsy too. It was also proven that Jackson was prescribed Benequin cream by the doctor to even out his skin tone. It's worth noting that this medication only works on vitiligo patients and has no effect on people without this condition.
It's a problem for me, okay? I can't control it, okay? But what about all the millions of people? Let's reverse it. Okay. What about all the millions of people who sit out in the sun to become darker, to become other than what they are? Nobody says nothing about that. We're trying to control it, and using makeup evens it out because it makes blotches on the skin, and I have to even out my skin. But you know what's funny? Why is that so important? You know, that's not important to me. I'm a great fan of art. I love Michelangelo. If I had a chance to talk to him or read about him, I would want to know about what inspired him to become who he is, the anatomy of his craftsmanship, not about who he went out with last night or why he decided to sit out in the sun so long. What's wrong with, that's what's important to me.
We thought they were eccentricities. Could this in fact be a personal style that evolved to disguise a serious disease?
Michael's appearance had altered so much that it was clear that the changes weren't all due to his skin condition.
Many patients with lupus have vitiligo.
It started on his hand. The glove came into being to camouflage.
Quite a few of my patients have fibromyalgia. He may have suffered from that. Very common to be an insomniac.
One thing you say to lupus patients, don't let the sun hit your skin.
That's right.
Wear a mask. The chances are you were taught the answers to these questions by the media.
There was a point that Michael Jackson made earlier about if he met Angelo, that he wouldn't ask questions like who he dated and stuff. It is true. They asked Michael some really weird, intrusive questions. We were talking about that. Was that last week, Jen? Where it's like who asked these questions? They're not normal questions to ask. It's not okay to ask about people's sexuality. It's not okay to talk about their plastic surgery. It's none of your business.
It's irrelevant to their art.
Yeah. It absolutely is. So I was just like, but in the beginning of this documentary, the problem I've had, not even with Michael, unfortunately, I think it started with Michael, but it has expanded to his family, how dehumanizing the media is with them. What was that footage we saw from, God, it was a series we just saw, Tori, and Michael just passed away and they had the camera all in Marlon's face.
Oh, that was the Dynasty show.
Yeah. I couldn't begin to tell you how ridiculous that question is. If you ever lost a sibling, what do you think that is? It's very heartbreaking. But, I give Marlon props. Of course he was clearly upset. I know it's legitimate with this family. They're very dehumanizing of them.
Yeah, and you got to think about it. If you were meeting a stranger for the first time, would you ask them if they were a virgin? No, that's weird. That's inappropriate. You might get some gas.
You would never ask that question in general.
So think about it in Michael in relation to the Cobra, okay? They were strangers. They wasn't besties. Like, that was the first time they met. That's weird. That's weird.
That's unnecessary.
Yeah.
The only
That
time that's a necessary question is if you're trying to go out on a date with them. And if you were a classy journalist, you would say that off camera. So this way, if the person wasn't interested, you're not looking stupid up in these streets. But like that still goes back to what you guys said. Like that's not an interview question. That's more like, let me shoot my shot with Michael Jackson. Let me find out what he's about. Period. And I still wouldn't ask him the V question. Like that's still not relevant. I'm trying to date you, get to know you. Hooking up with you's not. Well, I don't know how people are, but you know what I'm saying. Like you're thinking, like you never know.
People didn't see him as a real person, too.
They haven't for decades now.
Right.
He hasn't had grace in life, and unfortunately, he hasn't had grace in death. He had moments of grace. I would say early 80s. The first couple of years he died, there was some grace, and then for the most part, it's been a circus.
Yeah.
I hate how the media asks Michael weird questions. If I was a reporter, I would ask Michael questions about his music, art, his favorite books, and what future collaborations would he. I absolutely, Kelly, absolutely. The Oprah interview didn't not not even 10 seconds after Michelangelo's statement, she followed out with, "I'm weak." Oh my God.
Wow.
Unreal. You are right, Steve.
You know, apparently her story was she tried to start out as a news anchor. She failed. She didn't make it. And then she finally had her big break and she got to interview Michael. Maybe you should have took those couple signs at the get-go. Like, maybe this is not for you. Because you can't handle it well. You don't handle this blessing well.
Well, like Escape said, after he made that statement, either it went over her head and she was just so stuck on the following question, or because I was just like, baby, that's his way of saying, like, you're doing too much. Let me help you. Let me guide you into, why don't you ask about my art? Why don't you ask about the process? But you're into, like, are you a virgin? Did you have surgery? You know, to me, it felt like she wasn't reading the room at all. I would say what made, what'd you say, Cobra a big deal was you just didn't see Black people who look like her in those positions at all. Like, you just didn't see Black people really on TV. It was really different than the 80s. Like, we had different strokes. You had the facts of life, but it wasn't a lot. Like, most of my childhood is based on white culture. So that's why when people like, you know, why are you like that? I'm like, because it was just so different back then. It was really, MTV was mainly rock artists, which I don't mind, but I'm just saying, like, that was the majority of MTV when I grew up. And then we had something called Hot Tracks and something after school we used to watch, which was mainly hip hop, but that's like the late 80s. I don't remember a lot, but I remember enough to know like media wasn't what it was. So if you saw a Black person in a position like Cobra, it was a big deal because you're like, wait, you're not a nanny, you're not a stereotype, you're actually educated. So, but it's a shame though that she did that. That is embarrassing. You just failed the test. He's trying to tell you like, these questions are not quite working for me. And if she was paying attention, because I think she's smart, so I won't take that away from her. But if she was paying attention, she would have stood on her toes and she said, you know what, let's shift narratives. But it looked like she had a card or something in her head, like, well, I want to ask these questions instead.
Well, I think not only was she doing the questioning, I think she was told some of the questions to ask. You know, because at the end of the day, it's not just her, it's other people around her trying to get information and put out certain information regarding this megastar that's Michael Jackson. So there's also narratives that they had to push out there. So that's why I think certain questions came into play.
That's a shame. That's a missed opportunity. And that's also like, that would have been a bigger flex if she could have thought on her toes. Forget the narratives, forget her producers, forget ABC. Hi, I'm here from Michael Jackson. This is someone else that's worked hard to get in this space. And as Black people, we're gonna be good to each other. But unfortunately, no, we're asking, are you a virgin? Look, Chrissy even wrote that. I still have issue with the virgin question. Yeah, Oprah, unless you wanted to be his boo, I don't see the point of that. Like, that was just really weird. They bully MJ when he died, and they started doing that to the children. Yeah. We did get some grace immediately after Michael died. I would say the first year or two was actually the calmest I've ever seen in Michael's legacy. And then things started shifting a little bit later on. When I was younger, my mom and I were grossed out when Cobra asked Michael weird questions. Years later, I'm still grossed out by her questions. Absolutely. Absolutely. Look at Cobra. Now, surely she must have a bit of both sexes. Well,
And go ahead.
Go ahead.
And that's the thing, like that's exactly what Mike said. And like I'm so with what he said. He's like, okay, so everybody else can do it. Everybody in Hollywood can do this. But when Michael Jackson does it is an issue. I'm like, yes. Exactly. He put it just how it said. If he does it is an issue, but everybody else can do it. What's the issue with him doing certain things?
Yeah.
That's not harming anyone. If he does anything, if he wants to get a third eye, why can't he? If he wants to get three noses, why can't he? If he wants two more sets of ears, what's the issue with that? If he wants to get the fairy ears, what's the issue with that? You know, it's a personal and you're not hurting anybody. If he wanted to get his face tattooed up to his neck, like these rappers, what's the issue with that? It's your body, your choice. You know, like he's not doing anything to anybody.
I
The
know
way
when
these
I
women.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, sweetie.
The way these women be walking around here looking like ants, and you have the nerve to be talking about him because he got a news job. Like people be walking around here looking like, you know them ant, you know, ants like the back of them be real big with them BBLs. Like you have the nerve to be.
I can't.
Nobody says nothing about that, but
I know.
he gets a general nose job, and he did get a facelift back in the day. During the what era was that? Was it Invincible? He was pretty much normal. Well, he was always normal, but what I mean is,
This is
you know,
Hollywood
he
protocol. Like, what are we doing?
right, like he didn't get the major thing done, which was the facelift, which everybody in Hollywood gets a facelift when they get to a certain age. Um, when he got that, but besides that, it was the nose and the chin. But it's like he said, um, if everybody in Hollywood was to go on vacation who has surgery, there wouldn't be nobody in town,
Yeah.
including non-famous people.
I mean, we go to LA all the time, and I could see why it's like that. Like, at first, I was kind of like against plastic surgery, but like now that I'm getting older, I could see why it's gotten popular. Because sometimes you do want to change. If something can be changed to look better, why not? Like, I'm in the middle of it. I feel like if there's something that really bothers you and you want to change it, okay, go ahead, change it. But I would feel like just make sure, like I know at least one person that's gotten surgery and they're like always getting surgery. And now they're like having some major health issues. So it's just like one, know the risk, and two, like make sure you're the reason why you want to do it. Like, I mean, this is just my opinion, but I just be like, but I get it now. Now that I'm getting older, I do get it. Cause I'd be like, oh, this is sagging, or can I tuck this in? I said, nah, I get it. Because I was like, I'm not touching anything. And now I'm like, okay, I might be getting this done. I might be getting that done. Because it's like, as gravity's kicking and I'll leave it there, you'll be like, I can't fix this. Not without help. So, but I think that's rude though. She was very intrusive with the questions in general. It was just on a level of disrespectful. Look, we're on the same page. I I hate Cobra telling Michael's business on TV. That was rude and disrespectful.
Absolutely. And it was irrelevant. It wasn't it was unnecessary.
Yes.
Personal choices are personal choices. Surgeries, if you want to do it for yourself or if you want to do it for your boo, then do you. If it makes you happy and you're not hurting anyone, go for it.
Snaps. I agree. I saw an Entertainment Tonight one time. They talked about Prince Jackson. Yeah. You know, it's crazy. I do remember them mentioning that. I do remember there's like pictures of it. Like, but still, like, that's something personal. Like, we've all met him several times. And I'm like, could you imagine, hey, Prince, you have a little idol, who cares? Like, like, you know, like, or it's one of those things. Like, I mean, Michael had no choice because he was like my complexion when he started, and then he's like Jen's complexion. Like when he, by then, you know, and then people were wondering what was that about. But then when he answered the question, people were still giving him a hard time. You could tell she quite didn't believe him.
Mm-hmm.
You could just tell she was like, "Really, Mike?" And I'm like, "Bruh, I can't." Cobra has constantly demonstrated opportunism. You guys know what I'm trying to say. Despite efforts of her on the mainstream, Michael Jackson's greatness remains undenied and his legacy endures. Michael Jackson's legacy has endured probably the worst witch hunt of all times. I've never seen someone getting witch hunt and death. Are we dumb? Are we dumb? I hate to use those words because Jess told us about using those words. There's power in it.
Please, I'm still working on it.
But I have the right to question it. I'm sorry. Because two individuals were given a microphone back in 2019, was found discreditable, unhonest, and truthful, and they are still letting them have a soapbox? Come on, man. Come on. If the truth is the truth, then it's the truth, right? So if that was your truth, why didn't it come out? Like, why was that being able to be debunked to that level? It wasn't one or two things. It was 60 plus things debunked. I'm sorry. Lights out. Like, I'm sorry. Unbelievable. Can't believe we got to do this again. Make it make sense. Rule one before asking questions. Ask yourself, do you want someone asking me this? That's a great rule. That is a great rule. Could you imagine? I don't know if I should say this, but I could ask questions about her questionable relationship. Are we lying about this?
All right.
Do you ever see her with her boo? I see her with a person, but not him. I'll leave that there. Is that relevant? Is that relevant to ask? Well,
Trish.
I just said, where's her boo?
And we could say, how come you ain't marry him?
Because she's asking him disrespectful questions. Come on, man. Rule number one.
Nobody knows me like you do.
Why? Like, we could ask so many stupid, irrelevant questions instead of asking about their body of work, right? I don't know. I would love somebody to interview Cobra the way she interviewed Michael Jackson. I bet she'd be pissed.
Because there's been also some allegations.
Hold on. PC. Okay, there we go.
Oh, I was like, wait a minute, what's that?
Yeah, that.
That's what I'm saying. Though. That's why I said this. Come on.
That's why I sang that
relevant
song.
to her life? That whatever's going on in her life or anyone's life, personal life, should be left right there. That was the whole point. You had the opportunity to interview the most famous artists of all time, and you're like, "You virgin? Is your skin? Do you really have vitiligo?" Like, these are not good. I mean, okay, the vitiligo thing kind of made sense because he just went from brown skin to light skin. So maybe with a small M, okay, cool, I get it. But then when he answered the question, you could still tell there was doubt, right? And that's I was like, ma'am, he answered your question. Can we move on? Can we go into our next album? This, that, and the third. Yeah. Sorry, y'all.
Are you talking about the theme song? Oh. My bad.
Are we having a moment behind stage? Great news. Michael Jackson's only daughter will be going on tour with the band called. That's cool. That's cool. She's been doing her thing on the tour circuit. Heck yeah. How was Michael able to keep his temper under control and not lash out of Cobra?
Listen, I want to know the same because I would have been. Oh, okay, I'm getting up. I'm taking this mic off and I'm getting up and I'm leaving. Because what do you mean you come up in my house talking about, oh, I thought I was going to see such and such in this and that and the third. Get out before I call the police for trespassing. Okay, because you're on my territory.
If he had a bunch of groupies in the house, that would have been an issue. There would have been an issue no matter what Michael Jackson did. Does that make sense? So it's just like, you're going to lose regardless. It's just like, did he carry himself differently from other celebrities? Absolutely. But I think that's what makes him unique in a good way too. So it's just like, I'm like, no one's sexuality or is really anyone's business at all. Like, even with like gay artists, I'm like, I wonder why people ask about sexuality like that. It's none of your business unless you are gay and you try to hook up with me. Then that's a whole different story. That's still a private question when the mic is off. You know, be like, yo, I think you're really hot. Quick question, you know. You're like, so let's assume I'm interviewing a lady though. I'd be like, yo, you know what's up? Like, we don't ask it on camera. It got nothing to do with nothing. What people weird.
That's okay though, because one very popular singer clowned her.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
In front of her face. Because she tried to have, used to have this theme song. I want to sing it, but I don't know if that would get you in trouble.
Oh.
Should I sing it?
Yes.
She was like, well, I think I'm gonna run off. And so I would just say Whitney Houston was on her show and she would bust out singing the song and laughing in her face, clowning about it. She did it like 2 or 3 times.
Yes, she did.
I'm like, Whitney. It's okay though. We're getting licked back little by little.
I love when he said, I'm proud to be Black American. I'm proud of my race. I'm proud of who I am.
Yeah, but they didn't plaster that everywhere. Like they plastered that one question, did they?
Yeah. There's always the same sound bites on Michael, and it's always to make him sound like he's eccentric or weird instead of just being like, they never highlight his good stuff the way they highlight the bad. You interview anybody, you're going to be able to get a sound bite to make them sound weird. I don't care who it is. So it's like, you know how y'all be doing TikTok and shorts? Like, it's amazing what people can twist to make it funny or like really, I mean, it's funny sometimes, but sometimes it is like social media bullying, but we are going to definitely press play again. If you guys need us to pause or if you would like to jump on for a few minutes, let us know. We'll send the link out. Otherwise than that, let's get into it.
They sensationalized a museum that showcased the changes in the shape of Jackson's nose in a dramatized and exaggerated way.
That's
Does
crazy.
it get any more absurd and ridiculous?
That's crazy.
And what was the obsession with Michael's paternity?
Well, one glimpse at Michael Jackson will show you that he doesn't really look like an African-American man anymore. I think the Jackson family is all about this. I think that's why they'll fight for the children, because where the children go, that's where the money goes.
Who's the real baby daddy of at least the first 2 kids? These kids are not biologically related to Michael Jackson.
They're not.
And I keep reporting that, and the fans keep saying, no, they are. They're his.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
They're not.
Get a clue. Get a clue.
because the children don't necessarily, and I guess the biracial children could look different, and they can be whiter or darker, or they can be sort of all one or all the other.
Blue eyes.
By the way, notice the examples they're using. I would even put my own family up here, but I'm not because my family would beat my behind. But it is very, very possible. So I'm just letting you know. But look at the examples.
Not so much.
It's quite evident that Jackson's eldest son, Prince Michael Jackson, also has vitiligo, indicative of an inherited skin disorder, the same skin disorder that Michael Jackson suffered from.
It is Michael Jackson, and he lives to be strange. He's in free fall now, and we all got to stay glued to the set till we see the splat.
You can easily sense the sheer racism and hatred in their tone. How hateful can one get to rip off the pride of a Black American for being the father of his children? Exhilarating rumors about him sleeping in a hyperbaric chamber, buying the bones of the Elephant Man, and questions surrounding his sexuality and virginity made headlines. While some even went so far as to claim that Michael, LaToya, and Janet were the same person. Even today, Jackson's photographs are distorted and the disfigured images of his face are used in horror video games and sold on bags and t-shirts, making him a subject of ridicule and mockery. The media's obsession and the systemic racism had a lot to do with Michael's ethnicity. A racist and derogatory slur, Wacko Jacko, was increasingly used by British tabloids from the 80s onward to denote Jackson. The origin of the term Jacko is linked with the term Jacko Macaco, which was the name of a famous monkey that was used in monkey baiting matches in London in the early 1820s. Subsequently, the term Jacko or
I just gotta pause. Another DJ's in the building. It's straight until morning. Ray Ray. Ray
Welcome.
Ray. You didn't miss much. We only played 10 minutes. We're gonna be here all night. I can tell you this right now. Get comfortable, y'all. Get comfortable.
Hey y'all. Sorry I'm late.
That's okay. Have you heard of Loving Neverland?
Yes.
Have you seen this already?
I have not. This is new for me.
All right. See, like I said, you didn't miss much, but I'm not gonna lie. I feel like throwing up the pause already.
I'll probably be joining you in like 5 minutes, I'm sure.
Like, you always messing with this man. What he do to y'all? Throwing up the pause. All right. Well, press play.
Jacko Macaco became Cockney slang to refer to monkeys in general, and Jackson, being an African American, was hence started to be related with this term more often.
And this you should not do. You should not say he's an animal. Should not say he's Jacko. I'm not a Jacko. I'm Jackson. Wacko Jacko. Where'd that come from? Some English tabloid. I have a heart and I have feelings. I feel that when you do that to me. It's not nice. Don't do it. I'm not a wacko.
But you are somewhat eccentric, to say the least. The way you dress, the way you look, it invites attention. The whole appearance, as you grew up, was...
Yo, look how Michael looked at Barbara Walters. I'm weak.
The way he fixed his jacket says a lot. Says a lot.
Yo. And you know what's interesting about Hollywood? A lot of them are eccentric. I think the difference is, I don't know how Michael became the poster boy of it, but they call Holly weird for a reason. That is not considered a normal place. It is a very different place. That's crazy.
But what was eccentric about Michael?
For me, nothing. He was just super rich. Like, he was super rich. It could have been him having animals, but I know other celebrities have animals, so I'm not sure why that's weird.
Hold on. What's the exact definition of eccentric?
I don't know. Let's look it up.
Like, can we check that out? Because they keep throwing this word around it, and Michael eccentric. What's the exact definition of eccentric? How are they trying to use it?
Eccentric. Make sure I spelled it right. Hold on. Okay, I did. Let me see. Let me share the screen with y'all because I'm like, there's nothing. One second. Giga, it's too early for this. This dog is literally next to me, like, bring me on stage, mama. Okay, y'all see it?
Yes.
Unconventional or slightly strange. But what is that? I need people to define to me. Now, if you put it in the context of this documentary, it might be the plastic surgery, people not believing he had vitiligo. Could be that.
See, for me personally, eccentric always meant like odd, weird, off, not of common likes. And that's not necessarily true to me when it comes to Michael. He liked what he liked. Did he like nice things? Well, some of us non-rich, non-wealthy people like nice things too. That's why some of us are broke. um, but if you like what you like, there's nothing wrong with that. He liked animals, but he had a zoo in his house, yes. But he also what's the difference between working for like a shelter for animals and having a place where owning a place that actually like takes care of animals and stuff like that? Because a lot of animals Michael very well took care of them. You know what I'm saying? Some of them could have been rescued. I don't know into detail, but some of them I'm sure they were.
To
So
me, I feel like Lady Gaga or even Madonna was more eccentric than he was, based on
yeah,
the definition. I said Michael Jackson was super rich, had the best clothes, and he used to like to share his money. Is that eccentric? Because I mean, I'm with you, Jill. Like, you're right. Like, I don't get it.
the way that they're using it, in my opinion, is like taking it out of context as to make it weird. Eccentric, as in the definition of weird, and that I don't think that's necessarily true of Michael. Because did he like the military stuff? Well, I like the military style. I love that style. It suited him well. But then you have people dressed as other things, and I'm not criticizing, but
Nobody questions that.
exactly. Or if you want to dress like a cowboy, well then okay, you like that. You like your hats and your boots and stuff like that. It's like, okay, fine. Dress like that. But you're not weird because you like certain things. What is it? He has to be weird because he likes this and that.
Well, and then based off of that, wouldn't that make everyone, every celebrity, every person out there eccentric in their own way? Like,
Exactly.
Exactly. We all
yeah,
are in a sense eccentric because we don't like what other people likes, and I don't find that necessarily true.
exactly.
I think they want to make eccentric equal bad and just be bad, but that's not. Like, I don't think that's the. I
They're,
don't think like that's
No.
the
And I think
right
they
way
also
to do
refuse
it.
to see their own weird, if that's what you want to call it, behavior. Like that they don't want to say that anything that they do is weird, but everything else that everyone else does is weird. You know, people refuse to see that in themselves.
And honestly, to put it as simply and plainly as possible, when you have someone who has different, when someone's circumstances are different, they have to go about life differently. So like, people like say, well, Neverland, why does he have Neverland? Like, that's so weird. Like, da 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 da. Well, think about it. If you're being pestered by the press, you're used to the city life, you're out there in the city, you have the paparazzi chasing you down, there's mobs of people always chasing you and trying to just go and shop like a normal person. You're more than likely going to want a place to have, like, in the middle of nowhere, isolation. You want to create your own sanctuary and stuff. So people have to think about that. Well, y'all are making this man's circumstances weird, so he
but
has to move differently.
but even with that, like, okay, Michael Jackson, they say, I don't say, they say, oh, he was eccentric because, like you said, he had Neverland and he had his rides. Okay, but that was not only for him. He didn't only create that for him. He also created that for other, to share with other people who didn't have the resources. Yes, you have Disneyland, but you have to pay for Disneyland. You have Disney World, but you have to pay for it. He gave access to the inner city kids, to sick children who never had these opportunities, be able to enjoy all this for free. So he didn't do it just because he wanted to be cool and be rich and flaunt his money. It's to give other people opportunities who never had this opportunity. Michael Jackson had a movie theater at Neverland. Oh my God, he's rich. He has a movie theater and it's huge. It has a big stage. Yes. Okay, cool. But he also had beds in that theater for ill children, children who were bedridden, that couldn't get out, who never got to experience watching a movie like that at a movie theater. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't only do this for himself, he did this for others, and with like thinking about others and with other people in mind.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. It's just yeah.
No, so like, I don't know. What I was just saying was just like, there were certain things like he couldn't. That was just one of the ways that they try to make him seem like, oh, he's just weird, blah, blah, blah. But overall, like, when you're famous, you can't do things the way regular people can, And it's like, I don't understand why they don't understand that. And like, as a kid, when we're kids, when we think of like Neverland and stuff, we're thinking, oh my goodness, like it's magical, da 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 da. But then you have like the media and the adults, and they think of it as like, I don't know, they try and taint it. Like they try to taint it and have weird, like making it something weird. Like I remember when I wasn't even in high school. I was still like young, like a kid. And I was in a class and we were learning about the nouns, person, place, thing, verbs, and all that. So my teacher was like, okay, give me a noun, like, or give me a person. And so, I'm raising my hand. She didn't pick me. She picked another kid in class. And, he said, Michael Jackson. I'm like, oh, snap. All right, I got this next one. She said, give me a place. I got picked. I said, Neverland. When I tell you this grown tail woman looked at my child self and said, eel, and picked something else. And I'm just like, what's wrong with Neverland? When people really do the research and look into him, even though it was what was out of the norm for them, doesn't equal wrong. You know?
One thing I can consider eccentric, and I can speak on my own personal experience, and I'm sure maybe some of you guys can relate. When adults still have their inner child intact, that is considered weird to adults. So, for example, they'll make fun of Disney adults. They'll make fun of people who still collect toys and this, that, and the third. I honestly think it's weird to not be in tune with your inner child, because the more you let your inner child die, I can't explain it. It's almost like the best part of your life is kind of dead with it. Like, for example, like when you have your own children, you can still experience the joy of them having toys and how it was when you got your toys or whatever makes a child happy. But that I know from my own experience, I'm definitely considered abnormal or eccentric because my inner child is so alive still. Like she's not even regular alive, she's so alive. And I find like with my friends in my age group, they can't relate to me. And I think that's sad because, at first I thought it's because I have no kids, but I said, no, my mother was the same. My grandfather, who's almost 90 years old, is still the same. Like they still get a joy when they're around children. They still get a joy when they, see children happy. They still do things that make them happy. Like, well, my mom's not here anymore, but my grandfather still is. Like the point is, that is considered eccentric when your inner child is alive to that level when you're an adult. And I mean, people will have the most like messed up insults to make it look like you're the weird one. And I be
Yeah.
honest, I legitimately feel sorry for any adult who's in a child's eye to that level. Because I'd be like, you must be one miserable adult. Like, I'm being honest. Like, you're not good.
It's just like I feel like even with me, like for when people find out like, oh, I don't drink and stuff like that, it's kind of like a
Yes.
stigma or like a weird like obsession with wanting me to drink. And it's like, what's wrong with like if you do it, okay, that's your thing. But if I'm not wanting to do this, sorry, if I'm not wanting to do this stuff, why is it wrong? Like I'm like you just act like a pimp slap somebody, like what?
That's true though. Like most adults that I'm around, it's all they do is drink, gossip, complain. What else am I missing from adulthood? What am I missing, y'all? Like, I'm serious. I was like, if this is adulthood, I'm out. I'm so out. Like, I don't know. And if that's your thing, if you want to drink, complain, that's your. I love my life. It's fun. It's fun.
It's so crazy because even Michael talked about this like parts of like what the Bible says to about like your about um I don't know the exact verse to the T, but basically saying like do things childlike to be as a child because you shouldn't be childish obviously, but um to not forget like how because you know children are innocent, so it's like don't ever forget your childlike ways, um because children are pretty pure, so that's kind of biblical. It's actually kind of biblical. So I don't know why
Right.
people were getting on him. And Michael even said it too.
Right. Like I'm like, from what I could figure out, adult activity is drinking, getting high, sexuality, misery, complaining. And I'm like, what do y'all do that's not this? Like for real. Like, especially in New York. I said everything rotates around drinking. Drinking is so like a thing in New York. And I like Tori says, like people will make you feel different. Like if you're into drinking, anybody who's in chat, trust me, we're not putting you down. But it's just like, but I'm asking in all seriousness, what else do adults do? I mean, of course, we can have intelligent conversations, right? We could do advocate work, right? But I'm just saying, what else? Because I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. So I don't know.
So
Think of how special he was as a child. It helped create it. He wanted to protect them as yes, absolutely. I love my inner child so much, but I also have also when it comes to music, TV, and movies. That's awesome. Good balance. Yo, what's up, Teresa? It's in the Bible, Matthews 18:3. She was like, Bible flex. Let's look that up. I'm here for a Bible flex any
Oh,
day.
she got it.
She got it out?
Is that it that she put on there?
Oh, there we go. Escape did it. Whoever will be humble himself before and become like this little child, trust slowly. Yes. Yes.
and that's exactly what he said.
I was like, and again, it's about balance, especially when you're adult. There is a balance, especially when you are in charge of children or have children around you. You are supposed to have some adult things about you because you don't want your kids to be foolish. But at the same time, if you can't get the joy of being around children, bringing joy to them, um, have that excitement for life, I'm telling you, you're going to be miserable. Because I remember I kept, especially when I was in my 20s, I was trying to be an adult. And then I was like, this is not it, man. This can't be it. It was constantly being drunk in the party. I wasn't a promiscuous girl, but The people around me were. I'll leave that there. So it's just like it felt like it was a lot of hooking up and stuff like that. And I'm like, this can't be it. This can't. I could hear it now. Like my ex be like, "What? You were hooking up? No, boy, I was with you." But I do remember like being at parties a lot, and I was like, there's got to be more to this. Like this, having designer clothes. I'm like, that's not adulthood. Who cares?
Yeah, same thing like with Tori. Same thing like what Tori was talking about, how people looked at her weird. I had went through the same thing when this girl, I was working with this girl, and she wanted to do like clubbing and all this stuff, and I was like, "Is there anything else like we can do?" She's like, "What do you do for fun?"
Yes.
She's like, "What do you do for fun?" I'm like, "What do you mean? What I do for fun? Is that all you can think of to do? Like, you can't go to museums, you can't go to different spots. Is that all?"
To
I
me,
was like,
that's
"Okay."
fun. Doing museums, learning things. You know, that to me, that I'm like, how many times can we get drunk, forget about the night, then talk about anyone who got sloppy? It was just like, is this what we're going to do every weekend? Is this an every weekend thing? So even though if y'all want to see my footage from the 90s, let me know. It's hot mess. I said I was a mess back then, Lord, and it was recorded, Lord. But I was just saying, there's got to be more. I personally started feeling good when I start living my life and brought things in my space that made me happy. So like literally, there's toys everywhere. It's a very happy place. And I'm sure people will label me eccentric, and I'm sure people will think that's weird. But I'm like, do what you want that makes you happy, as long as it doesn't harm other people. It's just like it's cuckoo. Oops, Michael Jackson showed us that he could be a big kid with at heart, but at the same time be a cool adult. Yes. One of the most professional artists you will ever see on stage. Perfectionist. He worked really hard at his craft. And if he wanted to use his money and time to help people, bring joy in their lives, what is so eccentric about that? It's like, you're a millionaire. This is what you're spending your money. What I find weird, though, is going on secret islands and doing things you shouldn't do in those secret islands. That's really eccentric, and I don't mean in a good way. But nobody's talking about that. As a matter of fact, I think that list kind of disappeared, right, from the media list. No one even
But they
talking
were
about
quick
that
to
no more.
they
Wait,
were
what
quick
did
to
you?
say Michael Jackson.
No, they. Oh my goodness, they will not hesitate.
What? Y'all got a whole island with a lot of stories that cannot be shared without going to jail. And that you think this man having a house that anybody was welcome to come to at any time? No real boundaries. That was one thing. Like Michael wouldn't even be there half the time. People were still allowed to come to Neverland.
And the
He's
parents
not
were
here.
also
His
allowed
kids
there
can come
too.
over.
It wasn't like it was just the kids.
Yeah. Jenny was, she said, I think 20 years old when he invited her over. Like
Yeah.
it was open to anybody with a good heart, basically. Those are the people that was welcome to Neverland.
Exactly. And unfortunately, some evil people filtered in.
Because the problem is, am I saying all adults have issues? But most do. Adulthood is really interesting. I don't mean in a good way. Like it's always wrapped in with insecurity,
Yes.
living, keeping up with the Joneses, putting people down, setting standards that they can't even keep. I'm in a situation now where someone hates my job and they don't think it's grown enough. My job has been keeping a roof over my head for 2 decades. I've never had to do anything illegal to keep it. I work hard. But I know my standards for me, it's set by God. It's not set by anybody. So, but it's so crazy how adults want to put their insecurities onto you. I'm like, I'm telling you, adult, if you are young, like 16 and under in this chat, enjoy being young. This is a beautiful time to be, like, enjoy it. Adulthood is wackadoodle, man. It's overrated.
And then when you do become an adult, like try to be as present as possible and make the most of it.
Yeah.
And hold on to the things that actually make you happy regardless of what your coworkers tell you, your friends, if that's what you want to call them, tell you. Like, be true to yourself, stay present, know who you are as a person, and hold on to that for as long as you can.
Amen.
Yeah.
Did anybody see? I think their name is Jay and Khan. They were at the Thriller House. They were with us recently, but they had this beautiful thing about being a Michael Jackson fan. And it's like being part of a community and things that make you happy. And even if people don't understand it, you understand it. Like, do things that make you happy. F people's standards of what it should be for you. Like, if your bills are paid, if you're not harming anybody, you're not, making people a living hell because you can't get your activities in order. Do what you want to do. I'm 50. I love kids. I love kids around. I have so much fun. And my 11-year-old and isn't that amazing? Isn't that, and that you still get the joy when you have your family around. It's amazing. It's a beautiful thing. I always tell people the real celebrities in your life are your family, your parents, the people that like bring you joy, and that are part of your life. Everything needs to be reframed into a proper context. Michael rescues shelter, zoos, Bubbles have support animals. Yeah. They always spin it into a negative. I've never seen an artist trash as poorly as Michael Jackson in my life. Never. He's been passed away for almost 16 years. What is your obsession with Michael, bro? Now that's an issue. Like, what is your obsession with Michael Jackson? And enjoy your youth. That absolutely. I enjoyed mine too much. Like, it's funny. I was supposed to graduate. So my mom found out the month of graduation that I wasn't graduating. I just didn't want to go. I'll be honest. I just didn't want to go. So my last year of high school, I just did not show up to school.
What?
Listen, I dated this football player. Hey, ex-football player. And I was in love with him. So I used to, sneak out of my school to go to his school. I had this for almost a year straight. Now, the funny thing is the school never called my mom. So that was problem number one. Yeah. So then my mom goes, so when you go to a specialized school, you cannot be a super senior. You have to go. So my mom goes, well, you can't graduate here. They don't allow that. So then, of course, I transferred to where my boyfriend was at. Kids don't do what I did. But I just didn't want to go. I knew adulthood would suck. So I stayed in high school for an extra year. And I was right. It does suck. Yeah, my mom found out the month I graduated that I wasn't graduating. She was and she paid a lot of money for me to go to that school. So she was like, "Are you kidding me right now?" Yeah. Sorry, Mom. But,
See, I told you I should have grew back then. I could have got away with stuff. No, my mom would have got me.
No, I'll be honest. I'm surprised that rocked. I'm telling you, because most schools, they call when you're gone for like a month. I'm gone for like, yeah. I mean, I showed off. I did show up because, I used to have these cute outfits. I used to show my outfit up. So maybe because they saw me and then I disappeared. Because I said I was there, but I just wasn't really there. I was like, She was very mad. She goes, no one called me. I'm like, thank God.
Larger than
You can see why I don't want to have kids, though. If I birth myself, I'm going to be pissed.
life. More extreme. You don't think that calls the paparazzi to you?
No. Maybe I like to live that way. I like to dress that way. I don't want paparazzi, really. But if they come, be kind. Write the right kind thing to write. I've been living in that kind of life all my life. The tabloid press, that kind of press, not the press, the tabloid, the paparazzi, that type. I've been running for my life like that, hiding, getting away. You can't go that way because they're over there. And let's go this way. Pretend we're going that way and we'll go that way. Somebody say, hold on, stop. This person deserves their privacy. You are not allowed to go there.
Years of bullying and dehumanizing had gotten to a point where Jackson started to hate his own appearance. In 2001, On the sets of You Rock My World, they wanted to darken his skin and remold his nose a little. Shortly after hearing this, Michael locked himself in the bathroom and began to break everything. When Frank Cassio came in, Michael was sitting on the floor cutting his hair. So now his hair is half long, half short. He held his head in his hands, and while sobbing, he said, "Would you believe it? They think I'm ugly. They want to remold my nose. What is wrong with me? I don't tell them how they should be. They think I'm a monster. I'm a monster. I'm a monster." They destroyed his self-confidence and made him think he's some kind of monster. Yet the monstrous treatment of Jackson by the media continued, and later it got even worse.
I want to set the record straight that if people hear a lie long enough, people believe it. That people have lied on me. I'm a Black American and I'm proud of it, and I'm honored of it. The bleach skin rumor, which is a rumor, I don't bleach my skin. They once said I wanted a white kid to play me as a child, which was a rumor. Inauguration rumor, saying I didn't want to do President Clinton's inauguration. I'm not gay. This says, don't judge a person unless you have spoken to them one-on-one, which is true. I made a list of things. When I get angry enough, I write down what I want to say and what I want to talk about to set the record straight. Because you get to a point where you get tired of people lying. I get tired of situations like this, but people completely lie on me, and I'm sick of it.
The paparazzi are known for their lack of physical and ethical boundaries in their eagerness to capture celebrities' most private moments. In 1997, they were largely responsible for the car accident that took the life of one of Michael Jackson's dear friends, Princess Diana.
Remember something, just because it's in print doesn't mean it's the gospel. People write negative things because they feel that's what sells. Good news to them doesn't sell.
Why would I want a white child to play me? I'm a Black American. I'm proud to be a Black American. I am proud of my race. I am proud of who I am. I have a lot of pride in who I am and dignity.
And do me a favor, don't read the tabloids.
Despite of what the press say about celebrities or myself in general, I move ahead. I don't pay attention to it because it's garbage, it's tabloid junk, and it's not important to me.
Media's obsession with Michael Jackson evidently had nothing to do with his artistry or him as an entertainer. They were heavily vested in their efforts in fabricating a caricature out of his life and even his existence. Jackson couldn't control, and he hit back with a
Just start dogging me around. Copyright. Ooh.
Yo, I didn't even realize I'm over here
propagated
jamming.
by the zealous media and press through the lyrics of his songs. Over the years, his songs were more unapologetic towards the tabloids, vividly evident in his songs such as Tabloid Junkie, Privacy, Threaten.
And my I forgot the lyrics now. Please stop playing copyright right now.
Crafted a monstrous
No. Y'all got to read that text. I'm sorry, y'all. Oh, Lord. Wow. Don't mean it's factual, actual. They say he's a homosexual.
other issues when it comes to Michael Jackson and the stories about his skin tone. White America never forgave him for breaking records and becoming more famous than their idols, mainly white artists. He surpassed Elvis Presley, the Beatles, and many more untouchables. The moment that happened, some people began to not only root for his downfall, but to actively work for it, as if the fact that a young Black man was taking the world by storm was wrong and abnormal, and he needed to be put back in his place where he belongs. Unfortunately, this didn't end with the tabloids.
Now hold up.
Hold on, huh? Okay.
I know y'all heard that rhetoric, right? He need to go back and sit down in his place where he belongs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what it remind me of?
Just like
J.I.M. Crow. Like, it's literally that same stuff. I'm telling. I'm trying not to get Trisha.
I know. Listen,
We be good. But no, it's like it's the same thing. And I know some people don't understand it. They might just think it's a phrase, but like, if y'all know, it's the same thing. Like, sit down, boy.
Yeah,
it's the same thing, and it's like they felt like he wasn't supposed to be able to break records or reach successes because he was a black man. Okay, and I'm gonna shut up. Sorry.
Instead of an American, I've always said that's the number one problem with this country. They will, what do they call it? Subdivisions. So instead of saying American, they'll say Black American or Latin American or Asian American. Why can't I just be American? Now, if you see me and I so happily look a little different, fine. But I honestly don't like how there's subdivisions. Do you ever see somebody going Black English, Latin English? Like either from England or you're not. Like, what are we doing? It's weird. I've always thought it was weird. I thought it was weird. I'm American, period. And so is Michael Jackson.
Tonight on Hard Copy, explosive new charges against Michael Jackson. Tonight, Hard Copy's Diane Diamond reveals the exclusive details behind the child abuse allegations.
The official documents that I've seen include a very detailed account of just what this 13-year-old boy says happened to him.
Didn't go down well for Jordan's biological father, Evan Chandler, who was divorced from Jordan's mother for 7 years. According to June, Evan did not spend much time with his son. He was
Sorry, I was muted. There was two comments I wanted to address. This one here. Not only that the media needed to have apologized to Michael, they still do need to apologize to Michael and his family. Everything about this is wrong. How they use certain words, the wacko jacko, how they keep slandering his name with no proof. It's like the list goes on and on and on. And I honestly think it did ultimately break him. Like, imagine, and I think it's sad. I really think Michael had no idea how much he was loved. And unfortunately, by the time that outpouring of love happened, it was after he died. Make it make sense. Can anybody answer this question? Wasn't Diana invited to Eviso's wedding? I am on a roll today. Okay, this I don't have an answer to.
I thought.
Oh, okay.
I thought I saw someone say it in one of the other lives. Like, this is the second time I'm hearing about it, so it might be true. But the thing about Dee Dee is that she was the one that tried to go. It was that boy from Canada, and he was coached to lie and say, "Oh, I'm a victim too." And she did that whole investigation, and she did like I think an interview with him. And come to find out, it was exposed that an adult made him lie. So I don't know why she's still on this tangent, even to this day. Like, I know some fans have gotten in Twitter
and make him a partner in his movie company, all of which Jackson declined. This is when Evan suddenly started suspecting Jordan to be sexually abused by the star. Jordan, despite demands from Evan, refused to call his father on Father's Day. Because of his repeated refusal to return his phone calls, Evan Chandler left a threatening message on June Chandler's answering machine. Evan attributed Jordan's refusal to talk to him to Jackson's influence on the boy, as if Evan's mania, threats, temper tantrums, and weird sexual suggestions and questions would not be enough to alienate a child. Jordan's stepfather, David Schwartz, then recorded 3 telephonic conversations he had with Evan Chandler, which reveal his wrath against Jackson.
This man is going to be humiliated beyond belief. He will not believe it. He will not believe what's going to happen. Beyond worst nightmares. So one more record. If I go through with this, I win big time. I will get everything I want, and they will be destroyed forever.
Rather than obvious concern for his son, it was Evan's hurt ego and jealousy, which was vividly evident throughout the duration of the recorded tape.
To tell you the truth, Dave, it would be a lot easier for me and a lot more satisfying to see everybody get destroyed, like they've destroyed me, but it would be a lot easier. All I can think about is I only have one goal, and the goal is to get their attention.
Evan then goes on to complain that Jackson stopped calling him.
There was no reason why he had to stop calling me. He could have called me.
So why do you think he's not nice?
Why? Because he broke up the family, that's why.
Evan further divulges to David Schwartz about his plan for an extortion attempt.
There are other people involved that are waiting for my phone call. I paid them to do it. They're doing their job. Everything is going according to a certain plan. That isn't just mine. There's other people involved.
This attorney I found, I interviewed several, and I picked the nastiest son of a bitch I could find.
All he wants to do is get this out in the public as fast as he can, as big as he can, and humiliate as many people as he can. He's nasty. He's very smart, and he's hungry for the publicity.
Once made any wrongdoing, and said his father only wanted money. Later, Evan gains the custody of Jordan for only a week, but refuses to return him to June. That's when Jordan was coached to make allegations against Jackson. Jordan now claims that he was molested by Michael Jackson. But what does Evan do? Instead of reporting to authorities, he reaches out to Jackson, demanding $20 million to not turn to authorities and not go public with the allegations. Jackson, however, declined this demand. It is clear that Jackson had plenty of opportunities to pay off the Chandlers and to stop them from going to the authorities had he really wanted to. However, he refused to do so. Why would an individual who's guilty of a crime not pay off his victims right away in order to silence them and prevent the allegations from being reported? After June's intervention, the court ordered Evan Chandler to return the boy to his mother. As an answer to the court order, and frustrated by Jackson's refusal to pay him off, Evan was left with no choice but to go public with his allegations. Jackson was seen with teary eyes as he broke down during his rehearsals for the upcoming.
Come, girl. Ow!
Dang. Oh, is this when he was talking the lyrics?
Oh, Lord.
Dang.
You really turned me on. You knocked me off of my feet. My lonely days are gone.
Is that how he really said go on?
Been many disgusting statements made recently concerning allegations of improper conduct on my part. These statements about me are totally false. As I have maintained from the very beginning, I am hoping for a speedy end to this horrifying experience to which I have been subjected. I have been forced to submit to a dehumanization.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, Jenny, take over. Okay, we're not far. What did I press? Anybody want to address the question on the screen?
Me feel okay. Is this part true that they told him
Boy
about
repeatedly
the allegations right then and there? I don't think it's been 100% confirmed. It is said that it was, but I don't think it's ever been confirmed.
So listen, the King Michael, we have bad news for you. This part might have to be removed from the biopic. We don't know.
What?
We don't, he can't talk about the allegations.
Is
Or
it that
gonna
he
have-
can't? Is it that in the movie they can't talk about the first set of allegations, or
I think
I guess according to the agreement, the legal agreement or whatever, that he
I think it's the
couldn't
first set, and I'm almost sure the name at all cannot be said at all.
because he talked about it in chain, like how he did DS instead of saying the real prosecutor's name. He
But
Yeah,
this
from what
has
I
not been
understand,
confirmed yet.
they can talk about it in the biopic. They just can't say names.
So that might be the alleged reshoots that still have not gone public. But if you guys, excuse me, we got. If you guys need any extras, I know some awesome people that would love
Hi.
to like help with any reshoots. I could be a maid, a tree, anything. Anything.
Oh my goodness.
They got 5 trees right here.
I could be the
ready.
giving tree. And we could all hold hands and be the giving tree.
Exactly.
Girl, security guard. I'd have been like, "Good evening, Mr. Michael Jackson. You can go right in." It's a rumor. If GK Films or Lionsgate don't confirm, it isn't true. 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 We did say that. Jim was very clear about that. It's not confirmed until they say something. Absolutely. Oh, you're from Brazil. Shut up. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you.
Who drinking water?
I ran out of water. I got an update on the biopic. I just been told that most of the movie was in fact had to be no. No.
Well,
no. Is this
see y'all in 2029 at this point. I'm kidding.
Now, if that no, seriously, there are 5 people more if you need. I got sisters, cousins, DJs. We got tribute artists. We got a mix of people in our group
Jess, is that
who would
you?
love to be an extra.
Who playing in water?
Man. Come on, who's giggling? Y'all are so messy.
We getting ASMR and a watch party.
It sounds like like when I had a dog and it drank out of the water bowl.
Wait, who is it though? Is it
don't know.
Ray or Jess?
It's not me.
Oh, it's Jess.
What do y'all hear? Oh my gosh, y'all can hear that?
Yes.
I was eating popcorn, but my mouth was closed. How do y'all hear that?
Girl, if you're eating popcorn, gee, you're worse than Michael.
I was like, oh, they me. Y'all can see me.
Oh my, these headphones are like clear. Because how do y'all hear that?
We hear like you dipping your fingers inside whatever that popcorn is inside of, and everything. We heard you picked up 5, then you picked up 4 kernels.
Y'all heard that?
Yes, I'm telling you.
Oh my god.
We heard when you dropped one too.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's like I cannot believe y'all heard that. I'm like,
as Maria said, we're listening.
somebody. I heard somebody was drinking something.
I'm starting to believe that this might be an MCU thing, and it's going to be pushed back by a year.
Oh man,
They ain't looking good because they're not saying anything.
Well,
anything.
Well, I mean, not necessarily that I would mind.
Right.
As long as it's done right, that's bottom line.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta push things behind. But listen, if there's an official delay, it'll be alive on Jen's channel, Joy's channel, or mine, or all the above. There will be a
Yes.
discussion.
And a podcast on Station Head.
I'm about to say, you're not gonna put a station head in there. Shoot. Actually, this is the whole station head crew, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
We're all here.
This is everybody. That's so cool. My little nieces are on YouTube with me. Oh, God, I'm gonna cry. Look at them. They're all growing up. I feel like to see all of y'all growing and blossoming.
Oh, you really crying?
It's really beautiful. I don't know. Wait a minute. Someone did put 20 on 10. Wait a minute. Was that Janya? Who? I saw the 15th. Who changed the date? It was Janya.
Yeah. No, it is still the 3rd. They haven't changed the date officially. And the reshoots haven't been confirmed by Lion Gate.
What did you say his name was, Judge?
What?
Jen, what did you say his name was?
What?
What did you say his name was, Jen?
Who? I'm talking about the reshoots.
You said, were you saying Janya's name?
I said Janya.
That was Trish.
I thought you said his name. I was like, just the way you said it.
Oh, I was like, wait, he's going dates. I said, wait a minute. All right.
Just trying to get her for that one time.
Wait, what?
Yeah, people call her you.
Oh, that was. Yeah, no. Go back eating your popcorn. Leave me alone.
Oh gosh.
More like smacking on your popcorn.
I'm starting to get a little concerned because they're too quiet. Every time there's any kind of like update, they say something. We haven't heard from them in over a month. So if I don't see a trailer, I don't know. I think something changed. I just don't know what. But
golly.
Well, let's see. We'll keep an eye on it.
This is too much.
I am hoping for a speedy end to this horrifying experience to which I have been subjected. I have been forced to submit to a dehumanizing and humiliating examination by the Santa Barbara County Sheriff Department and the Los Angeles Police Department earlier this week. They served a search warrant on me which allowed them to view and photograph my body, including my penis, my buttocks, my lower torso, thighs, and any other area that they wanted.
According to Jackson's makeup artist, Karen Fay, Michael humbly invited the examiners, sat down, and shared a meal with them. And when they left, he burst out into tears.
It was the most humiliating ordeal of my life. One that no person should ever have to suffer.
According to Geraldo Rivera, the video of Jackson's strip search was shared around the police precinct, like a movie, and they were showing it to outsiders too, including Geraldo himself.
And even after experiencing the indignity of this search, the parties involved were still not satisfied and wanted to take even more pictures. It was a nightmare, a horrifying nightmare. But if this is what I have to endure to prove my innocence, my complete innocence, so be it.
5 search warrants were issued to carry out searches on Jackson's properties. Vigorous searching led to no incriminating evidence. The authorities interviewed around 40 to 60 children and their parents who had ever spent time with Jackson or at his Neverland ranch. All were defensive of Jackson, and no one corroborated Jordan's story. Later, Evan's lawyer, Barry Rothman, stepped back from representing the Chandlers after Jackson filed for extortion charges against him and Evan Chandler. The Chandlers hired another attorney, Gloria Allred, but a couple of days later they fired her and replaced her with a civil attorney, Larry Feldman, since she wanted to pursue criminal charges first. According to Ray Chandler, Evan Chandler's brother, this was because the Chandlers wanted to steer the case toward a highly profitable settlement, rather than a grand jury indictment and a criminal trial. Evan and David Schwartz later had an argument about the settlement money that they had not even received yet. Schwartz demanded $4 million, while the Chandlers did not want to include him in Jordan's complaint. In the heat of this verbal battle, Evan sprang from his seat and slapped Dave in the face. Several of the lawyers stepped between the two and separated them. The Chandlers then filed a $30 million civil lawsuit against Jackson, accusing him of sexual battery, seduction, willful misconduct, intentional infliction of emotional distress, fraud, and negligence. The civil suit was settled out of court, which was publicized by the media and tabloids as hush money. The settlement was made months after the allegations had gone public. By no literal sense could it be referred to as hush money. Why would an innocent man settle? The media has certainly taught you all their version of the answer, but not the complicated circumstances that led to the civil settlement. Keep in mind, Evan Chandler filed a civil lawsuit rather than filing a police complaint. Normally, civil complaints are only filed after the criminal proceedings are completed and justice has been served. One would naturally expect the parents of a molested child to pursue justice and not money when they have the chance to do so. However, that was not the case with the Chandlers. To achieve the settlement goal, the Chandlers played the California legal system masterfully. They took full advantage of the California law that allowed a civil case to proceed ahead of a criminal case. There are many precedents where civil proceedings have been frozen to allow the criminal trial ahead, preserving a defendant's right to a fair criminal trial and preventing that right from being violated. However, in Jackson's case, all such attempts by Jackson's lawyers to stay the civil proceeding were dismissed by the judge. The assistant of Barry Rothman, who represented the Chandlers, revealed in detail what went on behind closed doors between Rothman and the Chandlers.
And he was behind closed doors with my attorney.
Does anybody know where Jordan Chandler is now? We know he went to school with the lady from Square One, but does anybody know where he is now? Oh, I wonder where June Chandler is. No clue. No clue. That's a good question. I'll try to Google that up. Let me press play. Yeah, heck yeah. Good questions. Let's find out. Let me Google it out.
The Jordy Chandler was. I actually opened up the door one day. I was leaving and I opened up the door and Jordy was in the back and he kind of looked a little startled because I looked and I saw him and I was like, nobody in the office knew that he was even there. June never did agree with the allegation. But after the allegation hit, they were meeting in my attorney, David Schwartz, June Chandler, Evan Chandler, and my attorney. They were all meeting behind closed doors in my attorney's office. And I heard Evan blurt out, he says, my ass is in danger of going to prison right here. Inside the law office, the only thing they were asking for was money. Where's this money? How much? They were sending discovery in, and the discovery was only trying to find his money.
They will be destroyed forever. They will be destroyed. June is going to lose Jordy. She will have no right to ever see him again. Yeah. That's a fact, Dave. That's what's does that help? Your career will be over. Does that help Jordy? Michael's career will be over. And does that help Jordy? It's irrelevant to me.
Does this sound like a father who's concerned about his son? Or more of an extortionist who wants to avenge for his hurt ego? Chandler and his attorney, Larry...
He never went into jail for exploiting himself, Michael, but he did unalive himself in 2009. He died November 5th, 2009. I believe self-infliction.
If that were my son, I'm sorry. I don't care if you gave me $1 billion. I want to see you either behind bars or dead for the rest of your life for doing that to my son or my daughter. It's crazy. The guy was after money is what he wanted.
The case was settled out of court.
Completely unrelated, but enjoy the rest of your work day. Thanks for being part of Team Live and Team Replay. And it was great to have you here. Have a good one.
With proper legal documents. So how can that be termed as hush money if this wasn't it? There was a never-ending chain of civil disputes between them, as they ended up suing each other in numerous cases. Evan Chandler again sued Jackson in order to cover the sum of $68,000, which he owed to his ex-wife June under child support. Evan then filed a complaint against David Schwartz and June Chandler for invasion of his privacy. Schwartz countersued Chandler in a cross-complaint. Lisa Marie Presley, too, was dragged by Chandler amidst the disputes. Evan didn't even spare his own son and sued him to get a hold of the settlement money. It's quite evident that the family of the Chandlers was a dysfunctional one, with all the adults just hankering after.
See if I can find her. There we go. I was like, who's missing? Don't worry about it, butterflies. We had made a 43-minute video an extra hour. So part two, part two will be beginning shortly. But yeah, we pulled a live station head stunt here. Woo. That was a lot. But very, very concise and put together. Wow. Any thoughts before we get into part two? Is Jess snoring? Is somebody snoring?
No.
This is what I get falling asleep on people live.
Trish head be laid back, you know.
Falling asleep on our lives.
Yeah. Heck yeah. It's sad though, because I think that was the beginning of tainting Michael Jackson's legacy, and which led to him believing like the world hated him. It's a sad story for sure. All right, let me cue up part two. I don't know why I thought part 2 and 1 was shorter. Oh well. Oh well. All right, we're gonna just get into it. Part 2, 56 minutes. Let's go.
After all the injustices, Michael Jackson didn't hold back his emotions or his rage because of the torment that he was put through. The anger and frustration that manifested in Jackson compelled him to fight back with the release of his most autobiographical album, History. Jackson had had a gag order slapped on him as part of the settlement, which precluded him from discussing the case in the public sphere. So he decided to reach out to the people through his album. He rebelled, raised his voice, and stood against everyone all by himself. There was no media aid nor any personality from the background of elites in support of him. If you start paying attention to his songs, rather than just listening to them, you'll realize that all of his songs have a crucial message. He warned us decades ago about environmental issues, isolation, greed, suicide, injustice, and Jackson's own conflicts with the media. The most anti-police, anti-military, anti-banker, anti-corporate, anti-lawyer, anti-insurance move. He didn't care about having bad blood with the powers against him, but was dauntless to expose each one of them.
Wow, we have a copyright situation brewing.
Hello.
How you doing, girl?
Good. How are you?
Very good. Very good.
It's so funny because your live streams, when I get home from work, you're like just started or you just go like way past. So I always can either watch or like listen to it.
Man, today we're like just in a chatty energy. So I said, y'all in luck. You're on time.
Yeah, no, it's good.
That's awesome. Everybody's excited to see you. Even when you were in the chat, they were like, Jenny.
Yeah, I had to walk my doggy.
How's Jackson doing?
Oh, he's just fine. How do I don't know how to like right there.
I've been feeling music still. Oh, he's still going. The history album to me is one of the best in terms of being like the rawest Siggy Jackson Michael. Like this was raw Michael.
93 allegations.
Yeah, I was just listening to the second half, the disc 2 the other day, because I'll go like 2 years without listening to all of it. And it's just, what's crazy to me is if you were being accused of this crazy shit, you would never write a song about being falsely accused. Like,
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I thought about that the other day, but I mean, I think about that all the time. But like, did R. Kelly ever write a song where he was like, all these people falsely accusing me? No.
No. R. Kelly was a unique situation though. Like, I can't
Oh yeah,
say
I'm not trying to like compare.
Yeah,
Anything,
that was
really,
that's like, bro, we all saw the tape.
Right. Well, yeah, there was actual proof of that.
I was like, bro. And then you thought, let me just get worse after. I was like, that's a weird story. I was like, allegedly, a lot of us saw the tape. I'll leave that.
Yeah.
I was like, I love the history album so much. I never heard Michael so angry before. Yeah. Michael was betrayed by family friends, which is the Evan Chandler's insanity, and everything that happened with the police. It was just a mess. And this is his way of saying, F you. Here's a good album coming out of it.
Yeah.
On his head, as if he was about to.
Wow, they still with the music.
All I want to say is that they don't really care about us.
Clack, clack. Clack. We used to have dance classes in New York just for that song.
I'm sure.
Shout out to Gaston, Moses Harper, Amanda Anderson. Who else used to throw those classes? Oh, Scott. Scott, we love you. We miss you. Congratulations on your recent marriage. I know you don't watch my live, but we still love and miss you.
He remembers Frank.
Wow. So if you guys want to see this without the commentary and stuff, I did leave the link in the description bar. And also show love to that YouTuber, sub and like her videos as well. So sorry
Who
about
made this? Who made Loving Neverland?
Oh God, let me look that up. Dun, dun, dun. Loving Neverland. No, we still can't play it. There we go. We can pull up this page for a minute. Oh, of course, it's something I can't pronounce. You gotta love this.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm not going to butcher the name, but I definitely will give credit at the end of this YouTube. I said, Lord, is this still?
Did the police officers?
They're still with this. Oh man, I actually listen to the history album right now. I think we should definitely have history album in the mix of the money to all the station head DJs in here right now. And so we got most of the DJs in here, if not all. Wait, who's missing now? So we're missing someone.
Ray had to go for a little bit.
Oh, that's right, DJ, right?
Mm-hmm. Wait,
where's Jess?
Yeah, hold up.
Jess is over there getting more popcorn. Just
Oh Lord, I was just about to say, did the popcorn comic make her leave?
I heard somebody was eating popcorn.
Hi, Jenny.
This we have looking forward to. Writing history.
So you know?
Oh wait, what's in your shirt?
Writing history, Taj's thing.
That's so cool.
Oh,
yeah.
Is that merch to be purchased, or that's just something that's just
Not
available?
yet.
Okay. Merch alert! Merch alert! Right? You are Miss CJ. Maybe she's setting up her Gen Fam thing or getting more popcorn. It's A or B. C.
And racist attitudes have been allowed to.
I heard someone come in the room. Who is it? Ah, it's popcorn. Popcorn though.
Really?
Oh, that's me. Popcorn love.
P is for her personality, and the O is for
Wow.
She's the only girl I need.
her in the end. I love her never end.
Y'all are funny.
From history right now. What the?
So even if people talk over a song, you'll still get copyrighted.
You know we can try something. I have an idea.
Janet
Lower
Jackson. This sci-fi extravagance was listed.
All right, we can still talk now.
was listed in the said as the most expensive video of all time, created by the cost of $7 million. This just sounds a host of sucks. Well, Jackson didn't lie about that. Despite the system, he looked on the subject with this trend, especially with one color in the brief. And I can't read now.
It's funny because when Danny was making Square One, he had to take out 2 songs at first because the estate copyrighted.
Make you want to scream. Make you want to scream. Drawing attention to the revealing systematic, very unfair and biased approach. Ghost. My favorite. Hey, yeah. He didn't stop here. His art became music unapologetic with his 39. Oh, come on. Short film goals are composed of 3 songs and is scary. Too bad Ghost featuring a maestro. I'm sorry. Miracles, Demon, and Skeleton, all played by Jackson himself, tells the story of an eccentric man with a supernatural power who is being forced out of a small town by his mayor. The mayor of a normal valley leads to mob and the mansion of Maestro, who has entertained local children with magic tricks and ghost stories. The children assure the parents that the master has done nothing wrong, but the mayor insists to bash him. As a freak of the master, challenges the mayor to a scary encounter. First president who gets scared has to leave, perform magic tricks and dance routines with a ghostly horde, and finally presents the mayor but stops forcing him to dance. My favorite part. The moonwalk and the crotch grab was epic. At the front ends, the master agrees to leave. He encounters the does but returns as an enormous demon terrifies the mayor and leaps through the window. And the family agreed that they had fun and allowed the master to say, "Is there still music on?" It wouldn't be surprising to know the mayor played the
She's like, "Can I stop now?"
I'm trying to be like super quick. The White House Officer A season.
Of Emmett Till's murder.
Nope. The
Jeez.
corrupt. This short film will tell the story of Michael's own life and draws parallel with his situation.
It's crazy to me how much he looked like the actual mayor when he was dressed as the mayor. Like, they really remade the actual mayor.
Yeah, it was epic. Justice Tom Santa and media. This man hold a mirror to society who label and condemn him as a freak, like a monster, and asking them who was a real monster are.
He called out.
He called out systematic and others are corrupt within the police and district attorneys offices in Jim Crow area, segregation tactics trying to force him out of the ultra white and wealthy was illegal and false allegations that were used to distract from the real criminals. Scary for you, baby. It's not scary for you now. This short film is so epic.
It is.
Are you scared yet? Oh my. Perhaps directed of aggressive and anguish of history, a clear and thirsty diss track towards the Santa Barbara County District Attorney Tom Sanders to avoid potential legal action. The song was renamed with Don Sheldon being printed on the official lyric. To the listener ear, however, Jackson seems to be clear saying Tom Sanders is a cold man. Oh, he went into savage mode, dissing the racist and vegetative DS Santana. In this chapter, Jackson accused of Diaz of being politically motivated and having poor social life and a bad childhood. Upbringing of this same racist Santana, who conveyed to grand juries after the Chandlers made allegations against Jackson. He traveled to at least 3 continents to interview people who he thought might have been by Michael Jackson, traveling around the world trying to against Jackson work. However, he sent his investigation abroad to interview Michael's ex-employees, but no one avails except file up testimony and words in Jackson's defense.
I think the music's done. Oh, wait,
Ex-employee,
never
but
mind.
no fail except to file up testimony and words of Jackson's defense. And he mentioned with a CIA. Jackson has assigned the links to CIA and the KGB. He comes the man all about calling the attorney a corrupt, white experiences with no substance or true character. Thompson is a cool man. Michael being the flag bearer of peace.
Failed to come out.
Bring him down if you come for the king. You better be ready for him to take you down. The track ends with the sound of a gunshot. Yeah, that was something.
Oh my gosh, they are doing the album.
Money Jackson related his tracks to one of his own personal ordeals, and many opportunists and vultures gravitated towards him. The Money Jackson describes a society where people are possessed with a demonic obsession with the pursuit of money that they are even willing to hurt and betray other personal benefits, calling it devil's game of greed and lust. Are you infected with the same disease of lust, glutton, and greed? Then watch the ones with the biggest smile, the other dabblers, because they're the backstabbers. Michael's life has been a stealing opportunity of many who used him as a sword for the fulfillment of their desires. Cash machines to many money. He goes as far as reference historical business typhoons like Donald Trump. Others are known for building their empire fortunes through clandestine means. He didn't mention Donald Trump. Anything for money. You lie for you, die for you. Even sell your soul to the devil. The song matters because it takes a dig on Jackson's own personal and then goes to relay it to the other. Yeah, this captions go kind of fast at times. Isn't it funny making people realize that the reason?
Yeah, these are going fast.
I'm trying, y'all. Greed, devil's pursuit for money. Have you seen my childhood?
I have these lyrics tattooed on me.
Ooh, I love this. Is one of my favorite ones. Have you seen like behind the scenes when he was recording this?
Mm-hmm.
To understand childhood is the lens of companions and of the judgmental ones. Before you judge me, try hard to love me. Look within your heart, then ask. The song literally about Jackson's upbringing and the life and thought that he laments the negative side of his public expression, creating by the ruthless media to anyone who knows Jackson sees this attribute as his childlike demeanor, to sacrifice his childhood for being a star in prodigy at such a tender age.
Maybe this whole part 2 is just his songs.
I think so. He seems clear Jackson has since and forever longed for a childhood that he never had. Surrounded by so many people, but still felt so alone. The lyrics in the track history are lessons about hard work and perseverance that is needed to bring up about great accomplishment. It is meant to be uplifting, the inspirational and intended to wake up call promoting unity and compassion among all. Hello. Many people must that be before we choose your history. How many people must there be? Everybody sing Just Inspires
I can't
this
believe how
list.
long this has been where they have music playing in the background.
That's where he implores them to remember that they act. The presence leaves a mark on their personal legacy and encourage people to work in unison for greater good of the humanity. There is a sense of hope with victorious military music that isn't is possible to win. Towards the end, we hear significant quotes from momentous points in history. People included President John F. Kennedy and Commands Neil Armstrong from the incredible moon landing inspired thousands for years to come. Though this song is just brought together, the past remind of their inspiration message for the future.
On the happenings of his country and the world. He was highly educated and learned, having an entire library filled with books on Black history and culture.
And he had a list of books lined up all along the floor. And I looked over and I said, yo, Mike, people just send you stuff like that. He says, no, that's what I read. I mean, he had everything from the autobiography of Malcolm X, Eat to Live. He had Sri Aurobindo, Krishnamurti. I mean, like these exotic books, that you would never imagine Michael was down with. Right. And we sat there 3 hours, man, chopping it up about all of this, from metaphysics to psychology to how the black man is treated. And I was like looking at him like, how the black man is treated? I'm telling you, it was a trip. Eat to Live by Elijah Muhammad? Yes, sir. Wow. Yes, sir. Mike, people don't know about Mike on the real. Mike had a consciousness that could blow your mind, and he could recite things that would blow your mind as well. Mm-hmm. From like the street corner stuff. Really? Straight up. But he also knew that his power was in entertainment. guess that's what he knew, man.
And he was definitely trying to heal the world in his own way. Michael Jackson, man.
He wasn't merely an entertainer, he was an activist. Way
What happened?
No.
Everyone's favorite song.
His music videos are the prime reason MTV played Billie Jean for the first video by a black artist played on the channel. Facts. When MTV was on the verge of being shut down, it was Michael's 3 music videos that MTV had their first quarterly profit. Ironically, MTV was rescued by an artist of color that was banned from the channels, not just that they even renamed the video Vanguard after him as the Michael Jackson music at the Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award for his revolutionary contribution to the world of music. The popularity of Michael Jackson's video helped bring MTV's fame back to Jackson's success at the time, rescuing the music industry out of its late 1970s recession. By initiating a marketing focus, a blockbuster album and videos presentation. Gradually, his songs became so politically charged with the made his white America uncomfortable so much that they started banning his music videos in an attempt to suppress the truth. By labeling them intolerant, violent, one such video was black or white cultures from around the world. Incorporating the music videos, a perfect example of how religious cultures can be glorified without a tag of cultural appropriation. He then only called out the women of America white supremacist group who dressed in robes and she's assigned to friends outside on the streets. Perform some of the most physically, yeah, all of that stuff.
Lord.
And that Rules video was banned because it was labeled as. In 1993, he performed the Super Bowl halftime show, which forever changed the prospect of the halftime show. Jackson's halftime performance increased TV rating by a significant amount. It's just the music. It's been claimed one of the most. His performance. He highlighted among community reasons for showing the loop of the student non-violent Canadian committee, which organized linked to the civil rights movement with children raising black and white, place cards pleading for racial tolerance, and understanding Jackson's main aim was to use the platform for interpreting the message of equality, humanity, and children's rights. In 1995, the historic Million Man March was organized in the United States of America, Washington, D.C., where Africans were gathered to demonstrate their unity and power. Jackson donated hundreds of thousands of dollars in the event, which revealed only other than untimely death.
Oh, this is a classic. I bet you this music.
Conceived by Michael Jackson.
Yep.
He refused to make movies which celebrated the greatness of the black community.
This thing is
He then
literally
decided
just
to make it himself a short film as he hired an entire black cast featuring one of the most prominent black luminaries, Michael Johnson, Eddie Murphy, and Iman. In the video, it said ancient Indian context, Hollywood's stereotypical representation of African American as serving as slaves. Jackson presented them as royalty. The music video was a celebration of black history, art, and beauty.
I'm weak.
Michael Jackson also didn't shy away from glorifying the beauty and allure of black women, which can easily be drawn from his songs like In the Closet, Liberating Girl, and You Rock My World. When Noah was talking about black women, Michael not only glorified them, but also cast them as his love interest in the short film, where many claim he became oblivious of his roots. He came back stronger every time, proving that he wasn't just a king of Africa. He was a real life king, literally. He never
This is so
betrayed his
funny.
fruit and skill color. He made change, but his intentions didn't. He was proud to be black and never failed to prove it or say it to the world. Michael loved all races and all nationalities, his pathetic nature, and his frequent deliberations with other cultures and personality. Also, varying culture, expanding his horizon and his love for humankind as a whole. That his message was in anything other than light with almost every song, his being a political statement and involvement in exposing racism and injustices in the countries, and understandable as to why he was eventually seen as a threat to the industry. When in today's time, artists refrain from expressing their political stance, in which may jeopardize their reputation, and creating any political statement is going to have a backlash. And the price will be paid it was by Michael, who was never afraid to put out there the truth that he saw. It could always count on justice to represent our voices. His adult catalog is a trove of social activism, AIDS, wars, violence, and racial relations, community tension, and the torture. I lost the last one. It was Jackson who put conservative war-torn survival charity song kind of 9/11. It was Jackson who also used every ounce.
Fortune to make a difference.
Oh, there you go.
He was there when nobody was
good.
there.
Good job.
He was there.
Thank you.
But who knew he'd make himself a target?
That was almost
And
like 40 minutes.
Literally almost over. That's like, my
His
God.
Invincible album later on became a target when Sony refused to promote the album and boycotted it.
I was there that day.
Giving rise to the Sony
Yeah.
effect.
Think about getting into music publishing. And then he looked at me kind of, I thought he was joking. He said, I'm going to get yours. Oh. So I kept thinking it was time for a raise. But I did talk to him about it, but he kind of blanked me on it. He kept saying, that's just business, Paul, you know. So I went, yeah, it is, and waited for a reply. But we never kind of got to it. And I thought, so we kind of drifted apart. It was no big bust up. We kind of drifted apart after that.
As their relationship turned sour, Paul.
Anybody has thoughts on Paul?
I think Taj tweeted this. Paul can't really get mad because it was up for anybody to buy, including him. So it's not like Mike necessarily stole it from him.
Like in Michael's head, I really think it was business for Michael, but Paul did not see it that way. But for Michael, I think it really was just business.
Yeah.
I mean, it just so happened that he was friends with the lead person of the Beatles, but even if he wasn't, I think he would still have bought the catalog. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I agree. Like Paul had the option to buy it. That he didn't want to buy it, that was his issue. That he didn't want to pay as
Right.
much as Michael did was, again, his thing. If it's up for sale, like, okay, let's say there's a Michael Jackson jacket. I'm like, hey, Michael Jackson jacket's out there. You guys want to bid on it? If I put up a high bid, but it was somebody else who told me about it, I mean, if you didn't bid high, that's not on me. We all had the options to bid. You know what I'm saying?
I always wondered if Paul could have bought it, because I was like, why? He could have just bought it himself, but I guess not. I guess he didn't want to.
He was the first one to know about it. I guess he had like first dibs on it, pretty much.
Oh, well, I don't know why he was mad then.
I wonder if Paul ever had the money to buy it back, would Michael have sold it to him? I don't know if that was ever an option or something discussed. Paul, you're still around. Was that something you wanted to do? Was there an option for you to buy it back?
That would have been crazy. That would have been crazy.
I think Michael gives me the impression he's a reasonable person.
No, I mean like in general to have Michael Jackson buy the catalog and then to have Paul McCartney buy it back. I just thinking that would have been like so crazy to read about.
I think Paul would have wanted Michael just to give it to him just because they were friends and not take him as a.
That's a no. I'd have sold it back, not give it back.
Right.
Right. But I think he was like,
yeah,
oh, we're friends, just give it back to me because of that friends. And I was the one that taught you. Not forgetting, you taught him a business deal, how to do business. So it's different. You got to respect him in that aspect.
Yeah. Yes. Oh man. You could tell though this absolutely put a big wedge on their friendship, and it's I can still feel that Paul a little bit about it. But I wonder if buying it back was an option. I wonder.
Would then come up with his own version of events whenever he's asked about his relationship with Jackson. Many say that the quarrel with Paul was a turning point for the vile way Jackson would be referred to by the media. Jackson's biographer pinpoints exactly 1985 as the year he went from Jackson and star to wacko jacko, bizarre, and eccentric. But on a positive note, Michael Jackson's purchase of the ATV music catalog paved the way for
using copyright music.
They've been trying to get you. Oh my goodness.
So the rules on that is you can't even, so the music, even without words, you could still get copyright strike.
We can play up to 8 seconds, and then when this is over.
Oh, that's what you said. Okay.
Yeah. Then YouTube will tell me what are my options, and usually you have to cut it out.
Okay, got it. Okay, got it.
It used to be 3 or 4 seconds. We got a full 8 now, and I use it.
Jackson, who possessed 50 ownership of the Sony of any sound songs performed
or used in a commercial, Michael Jackson would collect royalties and get paid. The catalog also includes the creation of today's contemporary artists such as Lady Gaga, Pink, Sam Smith, Eminem, Shakira, Justin Bieber, One Direction, Taylor Swift, Adele, and many more. The catalog was so precious and valuable that Sony sought out a way to grab the entire catalog through unfair means by deliberately boycotting Jackson's Invincible album. Jackson protested and fought tooth and nail against the company and its directors. He wanted the world to know about what went on behind the curtains in the music industry. It was not just about his own album being ignored, but he even went on to enlighten
He pulled the Jaguar right.
the public on the injustices inflicted on Black artists.
Throughout the years, Black artists have been taken advantage of. It's time now that we have to put a stop to this incredible injustice. People from James Brown to Sammy Davis Jr., some of the real pioneers that inspired me to be the entertainer that I am. These artists are always on tour because if they stop touring, they would totally go broken. And it's been, the record companies really do conspire against their artists. They steal, they cheat, they do whatever they can, especially the Black artists. I'm really tired of the manipulation. I'm tired of how the press is manipulating everything that's been happening in this situation. They do not tell the truth. They're liars. They manipulate our history books. The history books are not true. It's a lie. The history books are lying. You need to know that. You must know that. All the forms of popular music, from jazz to hip hop to bebop to soul, you talk about the different dances, from the cakewalk to the jitterbug to the Charleston to breakdancing. All these are forms of Black dancing. But if you go to the bookstore down the corner, you won't see one Black person on the cover. You see the Rolling Stones? But where are the real pioneers who started it? Otis Blackwell was a prolific, phenomenal writer. He wrote some of the greatest Elvis Presley songs ever. And this is the black man. He
Let me tell you real fast that
Shortly after the deal was made,
that room was about as big as my living room and kitchen in my one-bedroom apartment. Maybe twice as big, but it was little. And when I tell you there was like probably 300 or more people in it, and it was the middle of July in New York City.
Oof.
So all I think about when I see that is just how hot it was in that room. And it was tiny. It was on the second floor of some little building. It was so crazy. And right in front of him was just folding chairs. Like 2 feet in front of him was just folding chairs, rows of folding chairs. That's it.
It looks so big from, our perspective.
Right.
No, it's not. That's all I think about is how hot it was and how like 80%, no, 70% was all the fans that were there for the Sony thing. But no, it was not a big thing at all. And I'm telling you, there was the regular folding chairs that people were just sitting on, like right feet away from him. It was crazy.
How did you know about this event?
Girl, I don't even know. Wait, how do we know about this conference?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't even, so I have no idea. I'll probably either sometimes he would tell his security, like, to tell us where he was going. So I don't know if that happened or if someone found out because we knew Reverend Al Sharpton was there. I have absolutely no idea how we knew. But I vividly remember taking a taxi to this building, and it was like a small building, and we all had to go up these narrow. I don't really remember, but we had to go upstairs. But it was a really small and hot room with a lot, probably the most people they've ever had in that room ever.
Was that Harlem?
Maybe.
Harlem is notorious for the way you're describing the rooms. I'm like, that sounds like Harlem on steroids.
Yeah. And I don't think it was a church. I honestly could be. I don't even know. I don't know. But it might have been Harlem. It might have been. Oh, it was having him leave was crazy. It was crazy.
Wasn't that Al Sharpton's National Action Network?
Yes.
I think I don't know if it's every Saturday. But I think
wait, that's where that's that building. That's what you're saying. That's where his thing was, right? That's what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, go on.
I think they got a new building for it, because I remember I followed the page and I remember seeing they had meetings, but the room looked different. I don't know if they still do it though, but I'm glad they upgraded because
they needed to. Well, now, normally there wasn't 300 plus people in there, so I'm sure normally it was just fine, but not that day.
Yeah.
And then I wonder, because it was a lot of you could just tell these people have lived there for their whole lives, and it was just the older people with their fans, and I wonder what they were thinking, if they knew he was coming or was just their normal weekly meeting, and then all of a sudden this happened, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I can't imagine what was going through their head.
So there were 2 times Michael really started speaking out. History, that was about pretty much the injustice. And 2000, near the Invincible, he was speaking out about against Sony, and very, very blunt. Like, there was no sugarcoating that. But they were messing with him, and he was just like, "Oh, you got me twisted." Unfortunately, conspiracy. I think there was major backlash for what he did, and I'll leave that there. Like, I'm proud he spoke out, but I have my theories that I cannot say out loud.
The plan was put in place to force Jackson out by poorly promoting his music. By 2000, he began questioning the lack of support for his releases. Also, his masters had not been reverted back to him. He then went on to claim that he was a free agent and decided to go on a smear campaign against Sony to force his release from the label, and hence started a revolution and protested outside of Sony Music's
crazy to
New
see
York
this again.
headquarters on an open bus wearing a bulletproof jacket, while being aware of the dreadful consequences that he might get killed for raising his voice, but that did not stop him.
Can you imagine all of us running after this and seeing him 3/4 of the way over the side of this bus?
Right?
We were really under the bus, like people were ready to catch him. I mean, it was like, what are you doing up there?
I've never seen footage.
He was hanging off that bus.
That was in London, yeah, when we were in London. Well, the bus thing was London.
Wow. Yeah, this room does not look that small, but I know how these Harlem places are.
Well, and I wonder, I vividly remember this room. I remember some I don't know why I remember this room so well, but I was gonna say maybe it was bigger, but just because a lot of people were in there. But I swear it was not. Okay, let's say my 1-bedroom apartment. Let's say my 1-bedroom apartment is 750 square feet. Let's say that all this happened in that space. So I just think, yeah, it was little. That's funny that you say that's funny that you said you thought it was big, because you weren't, because in my head, I just always know it's small. I know it was small, and I know we were all hot, but it's funny to hear the other side, like that you thought looks like a big room.
Yeah. I wish I was there. Like, my family lives up the block, literally.
Jacket, while being aware of the dreadful consequences that he might get killed for raising his voice, but that did not stop him.
Sony, being the artist that I am at Sony, I've generated several $1 billion for Sony, several billion, and they really thought that my mind is always on music and dancing, and it usually is, but they never thought that this performer, myself, would outthink them. We can't let them get away with what they're trying to do, because now I'm a free agent. I just owe Sony one more album. It's just a box set, really, with 2 new songs, which I've written ages ago. Because every album that I record, I write, like, literally, I'm telling you the truth, I write at least 120 songs every album I do. So I can do the box set, just give them any 2 songs. So I'm leaving Sony a free agent, owning half of Sony.
Ooh.
It's so weird to see this, because it feels like, to me, this feels like, I know it's not, but it feels like 4 to 6 years ago. And we were there 23 years ago. I cannot believe this was 23 years ago.
I remember seeing this speech. You're right. It feels like yesterday.
It really does.
It does.
It really does. And this time, side note, when we were in London for this, England had just lost in the World Cup, and we were all standing outside of his hotel. And at one point, I don't know who, some people that were pissed that they lost were like almost threatening us with knives outside of his hotel, because they were drunk and they were so mad that their team just lost in the World Cup.
I'm done.
Oh my.
And we had to call, well, there was security there, but yeah, the police came and stuff, but they literally had knives, and they were like coming up to us we were just sitting on the, anyways, that was crazy.
I can imagine.
So I own half of Sony's publishing and I'm leaving them, and they're very angry at me because of it. But I just did good business, you know. So the way they get revenge is to try and destroy my album. The tradition of great performers from Sammy Davis Jr. to James Brown to Jackie Wilson to Fred Astaire, Gene Kelly. The story is usually the same though, you know. These guys work really hard at their craft, but the story ends the same. They usually are broken, torn, and usually just sad. And the story is very sad in the end because the companies take advantage of them. And Tommy Mottola is a devil. I'm not supposed to say what I'm going to say right now, but I have to let you in on a secret. Say it. Please don't videotape what I'm going to say, okay? Turn that off, please. No, what? I don't mind.
Oh my, tape it.
Mariah Carey, after divorcing Tommy, came to me crying. She said to me that this is an evil man. And Michael, this man follows me, she said. He taps her phones. And he's very, very evil, and she doesn't trust him. And he is a horrible human being. And we have to continue our drive until he's terminated. We can't allow him to do this to great artistry. We just can't.
He tried to warn about Sony's intentions regarding the catalog. Imagine a black man owning 50% of the world's biggest
51%, go ahead.
publishing catalog, and whilst sitting on the board of directors, telling you that the company is controlled by...
I just remembered that that video of him calling out Tommy Mottola, if you try and search it on YouTube, it's like one or two pops up and you have to scroll really far. It's like they try to scrub it from the internet.
All right, thanks for the heads up.
Oh no, I wasn't saying as a heads up. I just think it's crazy. Sorry. But if it's in here, I don't think they'll...
You know what's interesting?
It's in here.
I'm not going to say it, but this kind of ties into current events. I'll leave that there for those who are following stories.
Uh-oh.
I was like, bruh. I don't think any of us understood what Mike was telling us because we didn't understand what has been... No, I mean, things been exposed now, though, but...
by racists. And then you get an idea as to why he needed to be killed.
Michael told me that they were going to murder him. He was afraid. He was afraid for his life. The people that were involved in his life, the people that were controlling him.
He asked me to come upstairs, and he grabbed me and started crying, said, please don't leave me. They're trying to kill me. And so the next day after we left court, I said, I need to take you to a hospital. He said, no, they'll kill me.
He's told me several times that he felt that people wanted him gone, wanted him dead. He would always say that. Just some of the mean, evil, vicious people didn't want him around for some reason. They're greedy. That's what it is.
He felt that that someone was going to try and kill him to get a hold of his catalog and his estate.
So he actually gave you names?
He did, and I would like not to say them, but he expressed to me his concern over his life.
In my Sony catalog is all the Beatles music, all of, Little Richard's music. I own Sly and the Family Stone. I own Elvis, so many Elvis songs, and it's a huge catalog. It's very valuable. It's worth a lot of money, and there is a big fight going on right now as we speak about that. Now, I can't say whether or not. I can't comment on it. There's a lot of conspiracy. I'll say there's a lot of conspiracy going on as we speak.
Michael was very suspicious of many people who had crossed his path.
He felt people were after his catalog. He felt the media wanted to make a fortune on watching him be destroyed and carted off to prison. He was suspicious of many people who had crossed his path. I don't want to give a bunch of names.
What is your greatest lesson learned?
Not to trust everybody. Not to trust everybody in the industry. There's a lot of sharks, and record companies steal, they cheat. You have to audit them, and it's time for artists to take a stand against them because they totally take advantage of them. Totally, they forget that it's the artists who make the company, not the company who make the artists. Without the talent, the company would be nothing but just hardware. This
is a 22-page document of all the acts he owned in alphabetical order. And what do the headlines say? Michael owned 50% of Sony.
It's crazy how cruel corporations can be. You know, you gotta understand, Mike was one of the most powerful men in the music business. And then he owned 50% of Sony, ATV.
Beatles catalog.
Beatles just one of many catalogs that he owns 50% of.
They were mad at him due to the business that he did.
Yeah.
Let's be real. I'm gonna say it out there straight for everybody listening. My uncle didn't die. He was murdered. I feel the same thing about Prince. We're losing a lot of stars because you have to remember, these are basically insurance policies. When he dies, whatever was owned by the company reverts back. We're not talking about $100,000. We're not talking about $1 million. And everybody in this room knows $1 million, I don't care if you're a normal person, ain't getting you shit. After taxes, you still got to live the same. You still got to stack your money. But when my uncle died, we're talking about billions of dollars. Can you imagine if Prince, when he died, sold Little Red Corvette to Chevy? Woo. Let's just you think about it.
Yeah.
They say Prince died broke. How do you die broke with $1 billion catalog? If he would have sold 3 songs, he'd have had a couple.
VH1, MTV, and all Viacom-owned radio stations to stop playing her songs in music videos. America and Hollywood have never been fair to black artists, especially the Jacksons. Before Michael Jackson raised the racial barriers, black artists were banned from MTV and weren't considered suitable for the covers of magazines. Jackson once said, "I've been told over and over again that black people on the covers of magazines don't sell copies. Just wait. Someday those magazines will come begging for an interview." And Michael Jackson, of course, was right.
The minute I started breaking the all-time record in record sales, I broke Elvis's records. I broke Beatles' records. The minute it became the all-time best-selling albums in history in the Guinness Book of World Records, overnight, they called me a freak. They called me a homosexual. They called me a child molester. They said I tried to bleach my skin. They made everything to turn the public against me. This was all complete conspiracy. You have to know that. I know my race. I just look in the mirror. I know I'm black.
Going to Universal and buy. We would own Jaws, E.T., Close Encounters, you know, all the classics from Universal. Own all of that stuff. That would allow us to do a channel. Part of the Marvel channel can be not only the Marvel characters, but Marvel films, like the catalog. We could do anything we want, from restaurants to retail, theme parks.
He then wanted to buy Marvel. So then I'll buy Marvel. I don't know what happened. I mean, obviously he didn't buy Marvel, but he wanted to.
It's a fact that Michael had power. Michael owned Sony. He owned a lot of shit. And they wanted to get rid of his ass. And they wanted to ruin his fucking reputation. I mean, Michael was dope and he influenced everybody. Every continent knew who Michael was. And if Michael gave a message, you know, people be like, I want to listen to that. Too much power, man.
Nobody had issues with Jackson until the success of Thriller and Bad, which overnight made him the biggest black celebrity in the world. He was influential and loved by millions. That's when the false allegations started to gain momentum. It's all about greed, hate, entitlement, and racism. They couldn't stand to witness a black artist with so much power, influence, and opulence. This would never have happened if Jackson had been white or corrupt, because the elites would have protected him. At a time when celebrities played it safe by not being too vocal about issues, but had to come across as woke, it was Michael Jackson who put his career and his life at stake to fight against the injustices without worrying about the dreadful consequences that he might have to face. But much worse was yet to come.
Dang, that was deep.
I'm like very, very angry.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when Leaving Life came out in 2019, when I was doing my research, some of these names came up. And so all it did was confirm what I researched. So some of the smearing campaign, even of now, could be connected to some of the stuff that we heard about today.
Yep.
Pretty crazy.
I even think like back when we were doing the first Thriller challenge, I even think there was some sabotaging going on there by the powers that be, but I don't know, it was something weird going on. But they were trying to like, I don't know. I'm just like, it's a fun little October streaming thing. Why are y'all trying to stoop to this level of like knocking the challenge? Like we're just like streaming, trying to get on the charts, but anything to erase Michael's legacy is what they'll attack. But
well, they're always moving around the rules anyways to benefit them and to mess Michael's numbers and charting positions, and like we're seeing right now with the whole what's the artist's name? Or whatever.
Wait, what?
I don't know the artist's name. The SZA, I
SZA?
think.
SZA?
Yeah,
SZA.
that. Now how they're like, I don't know.
It's slow.
But how they're like, oh, she surpassed Michael. No, not if you do it right. But of course, they're gonna modify it to how the artist SZA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's not like, oh, she beat Michael, whatnot. Again, those charting positions need to be calculated before and after the digital era, period.
Yeah.
But then again, if that was the case, sorry, nobody will ever surpass Michael, and then they can't use that title as the new king of pop, or this person beat Michael, or this person surpassed Michael.
That's crazy, man. Everything makes sense though. Like, I mean, we remember this in real time, the Sony fighting, all this, but yo, I'm like, I have a feeling some of the stuff that was exposed has got a lot to what's going on right now. Because you're just like, didn't they prove he was innocent even after Leaving Lies? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, and I don't think, I mean, until he spoke like this, nobody knew, like, really, like, yeah, we were saying Sony sucks because they weren't promoting the album, but I think, like, this day, this press conference, it was, like, shocking what was coming out of his mouth, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then I think that's when we, like, oh, okay, yeah, this is deep.
Yeah.
It's not just about not promoting Invincible, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Because, I mean, we were young. I mean, when was this? I mean, I was 19. I don't know how old I was. 19, yeah. And, like, you know, back then, we just thought it's because Sony wasn't promoting an album. Like, we knew there had to be something behind it, but I don't think anyone understood till this.
Nobody
he
realized
was mad.
how much record companies steal from the artists. It's disheartening. That's why I said, if you're going to get in this industry, be prepared to be disappointed. Like, even if you make it, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Tough. Like you got to play by their rules, whatever that means. So a lot of artists, they don't have much when everything's said and done, or they get them hooked on drugs or into gambling. They find a way to mess you up.
I'm glad they included the part about the 2004 Super Bowl and the double standards there, and the way that they were both attacking Michael and Janet at the same time. Because I had no clue about the Eminem thing, about him getting up there and
With
pulling
the
his clothes off.
bully, I didn't know that. And I didn't know the person who was blackballing Janet Jackson had his own situation going on in his own backyard, but yet you're trying to mess her up over a tiny little nipple showing, barely.
Yeah.
Come on.
And what's crazy is Eminem put that nasty derogatory clip in his music video trying to slander Michael. And it's like, dude, you literally got on national television and did that?
Yeah. I totally agree. The BS is going to get worse the closer we get to the release of the biopic. A lot of people do not want this film to do well. Of course not. Because then it will set new records. There'll be new things going on. Michael Jackson is still one of the most lucrative and most successful artists today, 15 and a half years after his passing.
Mm-hmm.
He beat some most living artists to this day. What do you do? And I don't think no one anticipated his reach being this strong in death. And I'm sure Jen can tell you from being around him, even like all of you guys, like you see his legacy growing in death. You know, it's unbelievable. Like
it's funny you say that. I think about this when I go to. You've all been to MJ1, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And there are the trams that go from Mandalay Bay to Luxor and then to Excalibur. There's a tram.
Mm-hmm.
And back in the day, we used to stay at the Tropicana, and we'd take the tram down, and that's where he would stay. And his secret entrance in and out is where Ubers pick you up now, and there's MJ1 everywhere. And it's like, it's so weird, like that this is where he used to be and stay, and now it's just covered with his image, and he's not here to see it. But yeah, the timing of it is.
Wow. They love him in Vegas. Like,
they do.
I remember the first time I went, I had like on one of the Hot Topic shirts, and I think we got like one of those. It wasn't an Uber. I can't remember what it was. It was like I think it was a shuttle or something, but the driver was like, "I like your shirt." And it's like, sometimes I hear like fans, they'll be out somewhere just in their own city or something. They'll get like dirty looks for, for wearing him and stuff. But like they give him so much respect. You'll get like casual people coming up to you talking about like, "Oh, Michael." And I was just watching a vlog of this girl going to Vegas, and she was like, "Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to go see Michael Jackson." And I'm like, she didn't look like your average Michael Jackson fan, so it like shocked me. And she was like, "I cried, I want to go back." So it was just so cool to see that. Like that's what they're trying to hide. That's what they're trying to like cover up and like erase.
Yeah, and they're doing a very bad job of it because it's everywhere.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, literally his legacy in Vegas, that's where he stayed, and there's the hallways he walked, and that's, and now it's covered with his likeness. I mean, 16 years later almost. So yeah, his legacy ain't going nowhere.
And I was just in New York for my birthday this weekend, and just seeing like MJ1 being promoted, because they were just, like handing out flyers promoting the musical. And
the
so
musical.
like
Okay.
yeah, MJ the musical. And they still have like the billboards on like around the city and stuff. And I'm just like, oh my God, because there's a lot of like MJ related stuff in New York. So just walking by, like, it is a proud moment, because I walked, like, Forever 21 is closing now. The Virgin Megastore is closing.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to put there now.
I spent the night 2 nights in a row outside that store.
So I
You
can ask you
there?
because I've been wondering where was it? Because there's 3 floors, 3 or 4 floors.
Yeah.
Where was the signing at?
I think it was on the main floor. We were on the bottom floor. Like they only let 500 people in, and I don't remember where the line started, but I was on the bottom floor looking up at the TV monitors that they had showing him live in front of the store on TRL, and then we were in the store. Like, that's right where we are. But we had to go, man, I don't even remember. I don't remember. I remember having to go, I had to go up the escalator. And I remember at one point we came down the escalator, and that's the first time we could all see him for the first time when we would go there. And like, if you watch it and you just hear people keep screaming, it's because people are on the elevator and they finally get like see him. But yeah, I don't remember what floor. I have no idea.
Wait, what number were you in line?
So when I got there, I was in Orlando. I live in Ohio, but I was with my grandparents, and it came out that he was going to do this. And like, I saw it, I don't know, chat rooms or something. And I was like, Grandma, can you take me to the airport in 30 minutes? I'm going to go to New York. And she's like, who are you going with? And I was like, just me. She's like, where are you sleeping? I'm like, in the middle of Times Square. So I don't know. It was, so I got there Monday night. We didn't know how many people they were going to let in. And I was just like, I need to get there. So when I got there, I flew from Orlando to New York, took a taxi directly to Virgin Megastore, and I was number 7 in line.
What?
Oh, wow.
That is so cool.
So I met a friend there. I don't know how to turn.
Oh my.
So that's the path for it. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh wow.
And on the back it has the number 7. But so I was number 7, so we slept outside Monday night, all day Tuesday. Obviously it was freezing. Someone even went to a store and got comforters. And by Wednesday morning, there was 3,500 people in line.
Ooh.
3,500?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that explains why she didn't get in.
Wow.
Yeah, and we didn't know. I don't know when we found out how many they were letting in, but I mean, when Monday night came, and Monday night there was probably like 10 people total, and then the next day more people come. They put the railings up and everything, and I don't know when we found out that there was only going to be 500 people to go in there, but 3,500 people were there. Yeah, and then finally, like they gave us our pass, and my friend and I went and got a hotel room just so like we could shower, and went straight back because the signing was later that day, I think so.
Dad, I know at least 2 or 3 people that made it in. One person's on tape, Renee, and she was telling Michael, talking about her Michael Jackson fan club. She said, I'm Renee Lewis with the King of Phonetics. She got that in. The messed up part is my friend Shelly was there, but there's no tape of her. Everyone seems to be on tape with Shelly.
Wait, she met him?
Yeah, she met him. They pretty much.
What?
Yeah, she was there that same day too.
Oh,
Hold on. You never told me this.
Yeah, Shelly's in the Michael Jackson 30th special they had. She's one of the girls in the audience.
Okay, I do remember that, but I didn't know she was at the signing.
If there was an MJ thing, Shelly was there. It was Shelly and Jenny. They were there.
My goodness.
I was just like a state away.
Man, I regret.
And what was crazy though is I think Faith Evans or somebody was there the night before, and she didn't have many people show up, and she probably thought we were all there waiting for her, and then probably somebody was like, Michael Jackson will be here tomorrow.
Oh gosh.
We love you, Faith. We love
I know. I mean, she had people, but
Not
Michael
3,000, but
Jackson people.
That's
Sorry,
cool.
I
Michael's a
didn't
big
interrupt
deal.
you.
That's a big deal. I mean, even though they say he was always in New York, we never caught it. We never caught it. They even Janet, they said she lived here. I said, I never saw her. Ever.
Wow.
She lived in the Trump Tower, right?
She lives somewhere that I'm probably always around. I'm like, I never seen her. That's awesome.
I always wonder. I was like, wait, if y'all had to sleep outside, did y'all get to like leave and get something to eat, go to the bathroom?
So the first night, so I got there around, I don't know, let's just say 9 or 10 at night. So then that night, for half the next day, everybody knew who was where. And there's a McDonald's right down there. I think it's still there. And so we would take.
Oh, it's gone now.
Okay, but you know where, like literally
Yeah.
2 stores down. So the first like 12, 16 hours, we knew we would like, somebody would save our spot in line. Like the first 10 of us became like good friends over 36 hours. And but so we probably left, I don't know, a few times just to use the restroom, but that was it. And I know at one point Michael sent over hot chocolate for everybody and stuff. Someone said that he was in a disguise and walked past the line, but I don't think that happened.
You never
I
know.
don't think, you never know, but I mean, that would be so crazy, but I don't know. We were like caged animals. They kept putting there was like all the fences all around us. People were walking past, like, what the hell is everything? It was cold. It was November. It was snowing. I had a trash bag over me because it keeps you warm. And then, people went and bought comforters. I mean, it was crazy. And then we got to leave and go shower and then came back. In my picture I have, my face is like as red as an apple. I'm crying so hard.
Oh, you got a picture with him?
No, holding the CD after.
Because I'm assuming it was like how Janet's was. Your item gets signed, you say what you got to say, and it's over.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, it's just like in the videos that you can watch. That's how it was for 500 people. So
I wish though they had all 500.
I know. I've never on it. I remember when it first came online, I remember seeing somebody a few people ahead of me because I recognized them, but I wasn't on it. It was one of the times they cut away to whoever the guy is on the microphone. I'm like, nobody wants to see you.
He could have did the commentary after. I'm like, dude, this is our moment. We sit online for a couple of days, eating
He's the
McDonald's.
reason why I can't see myself on there. Like,
oh, that's even worse. Like, oh, I'm with these people, but I got cut off.
Yeah, but it was very quick. It was like, I mean, he probably would have talked way longer, but 500 people. So it was like when I went up, I was crying and he said, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." But just like little, few sentences, I guess, but it was quick.
So this is a weird question, but I've seen so many people ask this. It's a weird question, but have you been have you hugged Michael before? That's not the question, but this is the question.
I was like, huh?
Have you hugged him?
Wait, is this the question?
No, it's not the question, but it's the question leading up to the question, because if you didn't, then it would kind of be the purpose.
Oh, but I need to answer what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yes, I've hugged him. Yes.
So some people have, like, a lot of fans online are always like, "Oh my gosh, he probably smells so good." Like the perfume, or I'm not perfume, cologne he probably wears. What did he smell like? Because I always hear fans talk about that, about what he what kind of cologne, or
Yes, and the first time I remember, well, my first picture with him, they opened his limo door, and it was like scent takeover all over the place. It was so strong. It smelled good. I remember the one that I used to like when he wore was Tom Ford Orchid, but the smell was so strong. It's like somebody went in there and just like sprayed all over, and when they opened the door, it was just like in your face. But yes, he always smelled so good.
Okay.
That's Tom Ford Orchids.
Black Orchid.
Black orchid. He
It's a gold bottle.
He wore 2 or 3, but when we would be following him everywhere and stuff, we'd go into the malls and get, remember back in the day, probably now, so you can get a paper and spray cologne and like smell it. And we would get the one that he wore and we'd spray it and we put them in our purses and stuff.
Okay, I did that at Sephora and I literally kept it for a few days. I might still have it, honestly.
Yeah. Well, we used to do that. We used to do that like all the time. We'd be spraying his perfume and put it in our purse. But yeah, he smelled
I love
so good.
it.
And that was the only time where it was really, really overpowering, when they opened the car door. But it was strong when he wore the cologne, but it wasn't, I mean, yeah, it was good. It smelled good.
Okay, so the rumors are true. They're always like, "Oh my gosh, you probably smell so good." And I'm like, I really wonder, like, what kind of. I mean, I think they might have said what he wore, but since you met him,
Karen Faye has talked about it a few times, but yes, he smelled very, very good.
So does his brother Marlon. Just
oh my goodness.
Shout out to Prince holding his father's legacy down in Australia. We see you and we love you. We miss you, Prince. Hey, Prince. As Honey Dashay would say, hey, Prince. Man, I was leaving New York with my mom when Janet was in New York filming her new music video, Made for Now. I can't believe that I missed the chance to meet her. That sucks. She's hard to meet, and if you do meet her, it is not cheap.
Oh, no. I remember you were telling me about that when you all came here.
This is why I am broke now. Like, everybody's like, oh, what you doing this year? Paying them bills, paying off debt. Man, I'm hustling on YouTube, trying to get that money up. But it was worth it.
You saw what 3T posted the other day, right?
You sure did.
Sure didn't.
I missed that.
Well,
there's something coming.
You're not talking about you're not doing anything this year. You just might be. We don't know what though. We don't know when.
Okay, there were subliminals. Okay. Listen, all I can say, I'm working hard. I'm also looking for a new job.
She's like, okay, well, I might do some things.
No. I go up to everybody. Oh, I'm looking for a new job. I'm looking for 6 figures and up. New York has gotten insanely expensive. There's expensive and insanely expensive. Like I'm putting myself out there. If somebody wants me to work on their YouTube channel to be a producer, editor.
She needs that money.
I need money. I don't even mind doing part-time work.
Troy, I just found out too that you could do read audiobooks for money. It's like a voiceover, but you can, I think it's called ASIC. I'm gonna find their website again, but I was like, okay, you could do voiceovers for books and stories and stuff and make money off of it.
Okay.
Jen?
And have we talked about this before? And maybe it wasn't you. Have you ever worked in a restaurant?
I did fast food, but not restaurant.
It's good money. In a lot of places, you can work just lunch, just dinner. You can work. The restaurant business is very flexible in most cases, and you make good money.
That is true. And I do live in a place where you're going to make a crap load of money off of tips.
I've done it for 22 years, so I would highly recommend. So it's a good thing to even think about, even like a little mom and pop place, just to get extra money.
I thought of a vegan spot immediately, and I'm like, just in tip money, I would be all right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So to think about, heck yeah, I'm like,
ladies, I have to go walk my doggy for the last time and then go to bed.
All right, Jen. Tell Jackson we said hello.
He says hello.
Thanks as always for coming through. I was like, oh, she's around.
Yes. Well, I'm glad you're always on so late. I'm a night owl, so I'm glad you all too.
Night owl.
They get mad at me.
Bye, Jenny.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This has been another awesome live. Thank you guys, man. You rock. Any closing thoughts? I'm gonna try to miss any chats.
Remember, no free promo. Let's keep fighting. There's still more watch parties coming down. Station heads, stay tuned. We're definitely staying tuned for any news. And let's
Oh
just
wait, I have
don't spread.
something.
Just send me. Our next one is on Jennifer Jackson's YouTube channel, Saturday the 15th. Same time, Jen, 8 p.m.
Yes.
All right. We're gonna have to tweak the 18th. There will be one 18th, but I might push it to, what do you guys think? 9:30?
Well, I have the flyer for the station head thing.
Hold on. Station head's being so weird. Like so weird. They changed something and it's not good. Because I know Jen said it'll be an all day thing, but we'll keep the time. You know us. Even if we have a time, or do we ever stick to it? No, never. Don't. Absolutely, I agree. Please don't. Please don't. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh my God. Awesome. And just even more awesome, you guys stood here for almost 4 hours. You listen to us sing, Jenny's commentary, or Jennifer, because now there's Jenny. That's awesome. So we're going to definitely hashtag Michael Jackson money campaign. That starts the 15th or the 18th? 18th.
That one starts the 15th. Let me put the other one up. Oh, here we go. So this is the campaign flyer that we're doing. And if you'd like to join the campaign and you'd like to dance, feel free to post a video of yourself with the hashtag Michael Jackson money, dancing to the song. Like Jen suggested earlier, maybe if like you aren't comfortable dancing, I don't know, maybe you're an artist or something like that. Maybe like you want to draw, I don't know, the history album cover and have the song playing in the background and put the hashtag on it. I don't know. But you could do that, or just, or help with the streaming. Also getting that hashtag to trend on the 18th. That is, I would say, that is a specific day. We're going to say that because no free promo. So
there we go.
That is a specific day. And there's going to be things that we could do to help support Michael that day. We have the station head, and they do all day 24/7 streaming, and they'll be streaming the money song throughout the day. And the link is at the bottom of that flyer. And even if you want to stream the song on your own, just stream the history album, I don't know, and just keep that in your daily rotation. There are things that you could do.
Well, this would be a great time to sign up for Station Head. We have 2 amazing syndicated Jackson family channels, Moonwalkers and Jan Fam. Let me put that in the chat. Anybody like this type of love is on their Station Head. They have podcasts, Moonwalkers. That's our syndicated Michael Jackson station head, and then we have Jan Fam, our syndicated Janet Jackson, and the DJs are actually here.
Hello.
Here. Jess is Jan Fam.
Hello.
Jennifer is Moonwalker as well as Ray, and also Jan Fam is Tori. So you're meeting some of our syndicated DJs. There's some other syndicated Moonwalkers. Does anybody remember some of the other ones?
Jess also is syndicated on Moonwalkers, but on a different
Okay.
Yeah, Sweet Room.
And I'm syndicated on the Jam Fam, but
So basically, I syndicated Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson channels, and
mm-hmm.
they're doing it because they know there's a lot of systematic things going on with both these artists and even the family themselves. Like someone wrote earlier, one of the reasons why a lot of the second gen is independent because they know what's up.
Mm-hmm.
I have an announcement too.
Yes.
I was gonna put it on. I was gonna put the flyer out, but I didn't know if I was gonna do it on YouTube or Zoom. But on Friday, it was gonna be on Saturday because that's what the newsletter says. But I think the live is on Saturday. So plus I have to go to a party that day. So Friday, the Jan Fam station head is going to host a poetic justice watch party. Um, I think I'm gonna just go ahead with Zoom. Yeah, because that's a lot of people have been asking about it. I was trying to go see how to do it on Discord, but I don't have a laptop. I just have my iPad, which is I use it as my laptop, but it would be hard for me to do the Discord and then put it on YouTube. And plus, I don't know if it still would even if it would work or if I would get in trouble for putting the movie on there. So yeah, tune in. I'm gonna post the flyer tomorrow because I'm gonna go ahead and just do it on Zoom.
Okay. So that's on Friday,
The 14th, I believe. Yeah, 14th.
March 14th. So how are you doing it though? You said Zoom or
Yeah, because I was gonna try to show it on. I was gonna try to show it on what's the face? I can't even think right now. Oh my gosh. I was gonna do it through Discord and they put it on YouTube and then we just all watch the movie because it's on Tubi, so it's free. But I think you need a desktop to do that. I don't have a desktop. I just have my iPad, so I'm gonna have to do it through Zoom.
okay. Sounds good. That's a good question. Anybody knows what happened to her?
I haven't seen her for a good minute now, no.
Oh wow, yeah, I haven't seen her for a while.
Or on social media either, so I'm not sure.
I think she's just taking like a
time out.
Yeah.
She
Yeah,
did mention that.
I'm not sure how long, but
Hey,
yeah.
we all taking breaks. It's you have to sometimes.
Well, I wish her the best because she was definitely one of the ones that pushed me to do what I do. So
Yeah, she was the one that kicked off the Thriller Challenge stuff, and like had she not been like, the host, if the host is welcoming, you're gonna makes you want to stay. So had she not been like so welcoming and stuff, like I don't know how if I would have like been in the station head stuff now. So I'm always like making sure to thank her for like always being nice and stuff. But I hope she's doing well.
I hope so too. Like I said, she was the one that pushed me. So if it wasn't for her, I definitely wouldn't have been a station head DJ.
Wow. Hope everything's okay close to midnight. You are missed. You are missed. All right, ladies, is it safe to say see you later and we'll be back Saturday on oh wait. We'll be back on this channel, Jennifer's channel on Saturday. And pending time for next Tuesday, and we'll conclude it on the 25th. And then we're going to be celebrating with watch parties, Earth Day songs, Janet Jackson. What else we got for April, y'all? We said go.
Marlon's birthday is today, y'all.
No.
Happy birthday, Marlon.
Oh, you scared me. I thought I missed it.
No, he smells so good, y'all. I'm telling you, he smells really good. Like Jenny was saying about Michael, I'm saying about Marlon. Just saying.
So listen, I was close to Marlon with Tori. Tori, I don't remember smelling
Oh
Marlon.
my goodness.
I think we're gonna do over. I brought tickets to see y'all in Jersey. I'm just saying. Can I get a do over and I can hug you? Your wife can be right there. I just want to hug you and make sure.
Lord.
Listen.
He was smelling very,
no
very good.
groupie, no groupie.
I
I'm
was,
good.
I was so nervous.
We'll be around for the day before Kelly's birthday. So we gotta remember to say happy birthday to Kelly the day before.
Shout out to people who have birthdays in March. Y'all are awesome.
Oh man, a lot of lot. Happy birthday, Marlon. Marlon.
Oh my god. I share birthday month with Marlon.
Yes. It's TMI, but just in case he does watch, happy birthday to my ex.
Wow. If you stuck around this long in this 4-hour live,
I know he knows I'm on social media though. And I can't figure out what name I could say that wouldn't get him in trouble. Superman, happy birthday. That's a good way of saying that. You know,
If he stuck around for this long, there's a rekindling moment.
Take him back.
Because my gosh.
I told you that's the one I had nothing to say. Superman was amazing.
Oh well, there we go.
Just didn't work out because I'm Trish. I make things harder than it gotta be.
You heard it here, Superman.
Actually, I should send it to him. I should send it to him. Hope he's not in a relationship.
Oh my god.
I'm like, hey. Actually,
Well,
I him today. I just said he's got a good vibe just now.
So let's all save up for next year's wedding.
And he's so much like me. He's like, well, most of my boyfriends compliment my personality. So he loves Superman the way I love Marvel. So, yeah.
We'll have a MCU and DC wedding.
Yes, I'll be like, his side, please wear. His side can wear DC, my side can wear Marvel stuff.
Heck
If
yeah.
I see anybody being serious, I'm gonna knock you out. I mean, you can wear a suit, but you still gotta have like a little
colors and stuff.
Something on you to say we respecting their wishes.
Well, I'll be dressing up as Iron Man because that's my favorite character.
I want to be dressed as Storm. I love Iron Man too. Oh my god,
I love him.
Oh my! If you weren't so busy, I would have you in my watch party. Ain't nobody there, but I still would just love to watch a movie with another Marvel head. Oh my god!
Heck yeah!
Actually,
we have to do it one day.
We do. I have a gazillion left. Like it's 36 movies in total. On a sidebar, did anybody catch the new Captain America on YouTube? It was on YouTube for 12 hours before they discovered it.
What?
No.
I caught it. It was too late because I put it in my story, and then Soli was like, "Trisha, the link is dead already." So it died within 30 minutes since I posted. I text my friends first. I said, "Yo, Captain America's on there." Over 500,000 people saw it in 11 hours.
Wow.
I was like, "Wow!" But y'all won't support the movie? How dare y'all? How dare y'all? That's all I'm going to say to that. Because they was like, "Oh, nobody to see it." 500,000 people did in 11 hours. But
was it on purpose or was it by accident?
I'm sure it was on purpose / accident. But when when they found out, they deleted the channel like in real time. I was like, ouch. At first, I was like, well, maybe it's not the movie. And then I saw like 30 minutes. I said, holy crap, it's the movie. Oh no, we don't know yet. But I think it is 2027. Save your coins. We're all going to be there. Well, not all. Most of us will be there.
God willing.
Yes.
I need this thriller night to happen, y'all, because I didn't get to go to the previous one. And
okay, wish list, Jafar in public. Of course, Prince. BG was at the last one. Paris was at one. So there was 2 nights. We have a long wish list. Of course, Figgy and Toya.
3T.
3T, including Tarot.
Mm-hmm.
Haley.
Definitely Tarot.
Who else? Oh my God. Just all the regulars. We want to see all the Jacksons, man. Uncles are welcome. Shoot, Janet Jackson, we throwing everybody. Yo, Janet,
Yeah.
come through. Come through. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Oh, and Dante, stop hiding and doing a Dante. We want to see you for real. Only Tori, I think Tori and Jen saw him, right? In Vegas?
Yes. Yeah.
Come on, man. I didn't even, and it's so messed up. I could have saw him if I stayed behind when he was in the gift shop and I missed him.
Oh, yeah.
But the irony is I keep catching Dante in my vlogs. I just don't know it's Dante. I'd be like, I love your outfit. And then he wouldn't say nothing. And then his girlfriend, aka WandaVision, would talk. And the second time I bumped into both of them and I'm like, love your outfit. And they were like zipping by. But again, I had no idea it was them. Dante, on 2027, we can do this.
Augie.
Augie was there. Actually, Augie was dancing on the floor with us.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yo, Brandy's amazing.
Yes, Brandy again. I love Brandy.
Brandy's
so
amazing.
cool.
Such a sweetheart.
I'm gonna call her Queen of PR. She's what's up. Brandy can do PR for the whole family. She's just so poised and well together. I'm here for it.
Oh, man.
We will be back, y'all. Because I know one of us got to get up early. I know it's not me, though. Woo, woo.
Same.
Past my bedtime, y'all. Granny over here.
But we love y'all. We will see you on Jen's channel in a couple of days. And, of course, we'll see you just on Friday. But until our next post, keep marching with Michael. Pow, pow, pow. Come with the facts and no fighting online. Love y'all. Peace.
Bye.
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 Thank you for watching this live or replay. Make sure you sub to this channel to get more content like this. Don't forget to like the video, share, and I will see you guys real soon.